Bum, 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 bum. That looks like it's too low volume. Hello, welcome everybody. Welcome. It is the next of the late night with WP. It's 10:30. As I said in the previous part, maybe you missed it. I don't know. I've had a house fire. I don't really have any privacy or anywhere really to record at the moment. So I'm doing it late at night. And so I think I last checked in with you guys last week. Thankfully, I got some cool updates. And indeed, so does the game. I feel really weird, guys. I feel like... So there's a topic that's come up several times over the years. And that's the idea of Guild Wars 2's... Or let's just say Guild Wars' golden era. When was Guild Wars' golden era? If you're like one of the really old school guys that got really annoyed and angry about the changes they made with the sequel, you probably think it's sometime during the GW1 era. If you're a raider, you probably think it was that very narrow window after Heart of Thorns, while raids were fairly regular. If you're like me, I've always said that the golden age was fairly lengthy. For me, it was season 3. It was the launch of Heart of Thorns. Well... I don't know. Season 3, POF Season 4. Now, that was a ridiculous window, a ridiculous period of very, very high quality, very, very strong releases. And if Guild Wars didn't, like, grow in popular culture, or, well, gaming culture or whatever at that point, I don't know how it ever would. I mean, that to me was kind of the golden era in terms of, like, really, really good... weighty releases. Yeah, some of the story decisions were a little bit iffy, especially as we went through season 4. But so that's sort of been my answer for the golden era. But I think, guys, we might be living in it. Now I know how cynical you all are, or a certain selection of you are. All right, that's a cynicism that I myself will cultivate in you all, and I will encourage in you. I know you're going to be disinclined to agree with that, but can I just say, right? We have got 14 days till the next major patch, alright? The next major release. We are in a period of general stability as far as regular Guild Wars 2 content is concerned. I think VOE so far has been the best of the 3 mini X-Packs. Secrets of the Obscure had its weaknesses, especially once the seasonal bit came out, let's say, the post-patches. Janthea Wilds likewise had a bunch of issues there. So far, I think VOE has been very, very strong. We haven't really seen the seasonal stuff, so I don't know, I might be jumping the gun. But nonetheless, we've had 3 regular years so far of stable stuff. We're a few days away from the next patch. I think the previous release, yes, it didn't have story in it, but it was a really, really strong update, laying lots of like system foundational things to the game. I think the raid update was absolutely brilliant, and if it wasn't for this house fire, I would still be doing a lot of raiding in Guild Wars 2 at the moment. I did a lot of the quick plays and a lot of the, my clears and so on. It's only real life stuff that's really thrown me off and sort of changed my routine. So I think that was a really strong update. So Guild Wars 2 is going rock solid. On top of that, okay, now I'm saying we're in a Guild Wars heyday because look at what's happening with Guild Wars 1 at the moment. Guild Wars 1, so I've had barely any time to talk about any of this, and we will be covering it. Guild Wars 1 is getting, like, content updates. There's, like, multiple dungeons, new heroes, actual skill balance. I still have a script, like, on my Google Drive for, like, a proposed, what if they did skill updates for Guild Wars 1? What could they do? It's a video I never ended up releasing, but it's, like, because it was way too long and it was a bit waffly, to be honest. But, I remember writing that like it was just yesterday, and all of a sudden we're living in a reality where there are skill updates going on, and there's all these buffs to old skills and things. There's the Melandru's Covenant and Melandru's Accord and Doom's Covenant. Wait, did I just get that reversed? That's what my series is going to be on very soon. So we've got all the Guild Wars 1 stuff going on, and then on top of that, all right, there is what's another big outstanding thing within Guild Wars 2? The Super Adventure Box, the incredible, game within a game that unfortunately they weren't able to add new levels for anymore. There's supposed to be 2 new worlds. There's supposed to be World 3 and World 4. They never got to make them. 3 years ago, they did the test zone, and it was like, oh, that's cool, test zone. Maybe they'll actually be able to continue making stuff, only for us to get into like mini X-Packs, and it felt like they weren't able to juggle it. Lo and behold, the Super Adventure Box this year has the next level as well. So fucking Super Adventure Box is getting its updates, and that's what we're going to be talking about here on today's episode. Seriously! Oh, and they just announced Guild Wars 1 Mobile as well. And look, it makes sense to me that with 2 weeks in and, you know, this extra development effort going into Guild Wars 1, they're going to focus on porting. They're going to focus on getting the game into as many platforms as possible, right? So, like, mobile, I think, is fairly obvious they'd go for it. I haven't looked into the specifics too much of how they'll be doing it or what they've communicated in the official releases yet, so... Oh, there's so much to talk about. That's a lot of shit happening, guys. The only thing that I can see that is missing from the puzzle is, well, I think there's one thing missing, all right? And I guess I'm going to go look at the live chat now. What do you guys think the one thing is missing from this golden age right now? I'm not saying it is the golden age, but seriously, like, the raiding scene is so rock solid, doing very strong. It's late as fuck at night now, so like, even late at night, there's a bunch of people on LFG still here. But this is usually so long you have to scroll for it regularly. The Guild Wars 1 population has, like, tripled. I don't know, man. I'm not saying it is, but I think there's a lot of strong arguments for why it could be. And look, if you're mostly just following my channel at the moment, you know what the really criminal thing is? My output has not come up to match it. Yeah, we should have, would have, could have done so much extra stuff. Oh man. Anyway, all right. So yeah, what are you guys saying? Well, while you ever think about what the one thing, what's missing from the golden age, guys? What is it? So yeah, over to the live chat. Can I just say, all right, that video I did about the fire. Go over to the YouTube comments there. You guys were so kind. I got so many donations. Really generous ones too. Like $50 here, $20 there. You guys, thank you for all your generosity. Thank you for those of you that have, you know, gone to Patreon in that time as well. Because I haven't given you anything good to show for it. You've just been incredible, nice people. And yeah, look, if you guys here who have made it here live or whatever, if you've got more questions and stuff about that, I'm happy to talk about it more because I'm still kind of in the thick of it at the moment. But I just wanted to say thank you to you all for the support and the patience and everything. So yeah, as the people here live today, John R.A., it's good to see you. Banjo Sangria, John Sellers there with the 10 gift memberships again there. Thank you, dude. Every day I kick up a new stream and I expect John to have got bored of that, but he hasn't. I mean, it's insane. Thank you, dude. John R.A. said, I hope Althea has some words for players that farm their ashes for profit. Yeah, I don't know how it works exactly. There's a post on the Guild Wars 1 sub at the moment where people are saying you have to give up a badge. You either get Althea or you have to give up a badge or something like that. Well, I don't really know what that means exactly. But there's going to be so much for us to cover. It's going to be amazing. What else have we got here? Trends5 says, long time no see. It's good to see you. Venny says, what's the best option for donations, YouTube or Patreon? If you get a full-blown YouTube membership at the moment, it's the same amount. It's more expensive to you, but I get the same amount in my pocket. Generally speaking, I do recommend Patreon. But look, when we get the ball rolling again with YouTube, it is still my ambition to make more members content and stuff. I made like one members video last time we were with FF14, and YouTube promotes the fuck out of it. It's not even that great of a video. I'm hoping to build that catalog up and that library up. So ultimately, I think YouTube's a good place. But right now, you don't get anything from it because I haven't got anything to fill in those videos. Heart of Thorns to POF. Yeah, I kind of want to add Heart of Thorns to that golden age, but I remember how miserable you lot were. You lot. Yeah, the community isn't a monolith. Do you know what annoys me? Here's a grumpy old man story from me. It really annoys me when I'm in game and I'm doing a world boss or something, and people say, oh, the community's so nice. Or the alternative, I heard the community was supposed to be nice, but here's someone being mean. Guys, try not to be cavemen, alright? Like, let's be less tribal about this. The community doesn't exist. There is no community. There is no monolith. There is no archetypical human being that can be summarized just because they happen to play this video game. Alright, there are plenty of wankers. There are plenty of tryhards. There are plenty of casuals. There are plenty of nice people. There's the whole range, alright? There is no such thing as the community. If there is such a thing as the community, it means the game's tiny. It means you can fit that number of people like into one little social box and one little room where everyone appreciates what everyone else is. There is no community. It really, really annoys me when people try to like swipe. It's just basically being prejudiced, right? Saying, oh, you play Guild Wars, so therefore here's the brush I can get to paint you with. All right? There's no community. Anyway, So with respect to that, there is no community. Now, I remember what you guys, the community, would like when Heart of Thorns came out. You know, people hated Heart of Thorns. Oh, don't buy Heart. What was the original big outrage? The fact you wouldn't get a character slot, I think. People were freaking out about that. People freaked out about the fact that there was story in raids. People freaked out about the fact that there were raids. People were freaked out about the fact that the pace of the raids went down. And by the way, there are some pretty funny dev comments in retrospect talking about how they were going to do like 3 wings a quarter or whatever it was. Which obviously didn't pan out. You know, I remember Heart of Thorns as a turbulent time. I remember a lot of conversation about the content drought. First of all, going in, and I'm saying that with air quotes, going into Heart of Thorns and leaving Heart of Thorns. I remember a lot of people quitting at that time. I really do. So I don't know whether with my memory of how, like, hysterical the scene was, and I think unfairly so at the time. You can call me a fanboy if you like, but I do think unfairly so. Before Season 3. As soon as Season 3 hit and got running, I think that, for me, is when I would say the Golden Age really started. But, you know, your mileage may vary. And Season 4, the releases were a bit slower, but they were all really good. They had their misses, alright? I'm not saying there was any such thing as a perfect era. And there will never be. I mean, it's art, alright? They're never going to get everything right. It's all... You can always keep zooming in until you find an issue. I think that's one of the fundamental issues I have, by the way, with like trying to do feedback or review or punditry about games and stuff. Is like something could be 99% perfect, but because there's that one tiny little thing you want to talk about, you end up talking about it. It gets a disproportionate amount of the conversation, and it's easy to lose perspective on overall how satisfied you've been as a consumer. And I always bump into this thing where if I talk about that one narrow thing, you know, I'll get someone really upset in chat invariably. That I'll get a YouTube comment here or there of someone saying, "Oh, you're so negative. Just be positive." And it's like, oh, but you know, there's always something to talk about. For the fun of the discussion, not the bitch and piss and moan. Hopefully. Or maybe it's just fun to moan. March with the $5 donation. Thank you. March says the Golden Age was launched to Winter's Day. And then Season 3, Path of Fire to Season 4. Currently is the Anticipation era. Guild Wars 3. Ah, now you're kind of close there to my missing ingredient. I wouldn't say it's Guild Wars 3 is the missing ingredient necessarily, but I'll loop back to that. What else have we got in chat here? Hello to all the late night people. Holy shit, there's a lot in chat. Tukavian says, I don't know, the wardrobe stuff caused a lot of backlash. That's a good point. And I too, by the way, I don't think I've really been online bitching about this, but just because I've been so inactive, let's be real. I'm
getting healthy.
Okay, I just want to give you my background for a second. I feel one of the cringiest, most reactionary, idiotic thing you can do is bitch about software updates, right? So like the go-to is every time there's a new Windows version, I hate it, it's all wrong. And mostly people are being very inobjective. All right, I'm not saying you can objectively criticize new editions of Windows, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that. But most complaining and most reactionary like gut feelings and why people get annoyed about things is just because they're being old and they don't like relearning things. They don't like relearning new layouts. They like to be in their rut. They like to be in their place. And it's like, oh, I have to learn the new folder, you know, Windows Explorer. I have to learn, oh, I don't like that the start menu is in the middle now instead of the bottom left. It doesn't really matter, all right? It's just you're used to one thing and you're now being told to get used to another thing. And so, like, I'm always very, very aware of, like, people complaining just because their gut instinct is complain because it's a hassle. It's a nuisance. They don't really see the new UI layout because it's just annoying. All right, and I get that. I get being annoyed, but I don't think that means that your criticisms are objective. Okay, so that's where I usually come from. So that's my background. I'm usually very cynical about that. Now I have to be honest. I 100% fall into that trap with the fashion update. Every time I log into Guild Wars, which admittedly is not much at the moment because of IRL, I'll think, oh, I want to tweak this or tweak that. I get about this far to the fashion thing, and I'm already a little bit annoyed that I've had to click a different button that wasn't my instinct, and I get to this and I'm annoyed I have another click here, and I tend to just not fuck with my fashion. So I don't like the update. What I'm trying to say here is I've completely fallen into that trap that I'm so cynical about when it comes to people bitching about like Windows updates and stuff. This is different. Old man yells at cloud and it aggravates me. I think though, it is fair to be annoyed about this. It is extra clicks, right? I mean, there's another voice in my head though that says, well, what's in a click? Get over it. But, you know, like, I don't know, man. I have to learn it. And it just annoys me. So yeah, look, I don't really... But I also think it's very fair to criticize the fashion thing and say, look, if it's bad UX, they didn't wave a magic wand and pop this into the game. They spent a lot of time and money and effort on it. So if it's not definitely better, then that's a huge opportunity cost. That's all time and funds and expertise that I would have put into something else, right? Like guild missions or whatever, you know, other architectural areas of the UI, you know. And it's like, man, there's so many other things they could have done. If you don't knock it out of the park, I'm kind of like, you fucked up. So, look, I don't know where I sit totally with this, but I'm a bit of a cynic about it. I don't really like it. So I've got to admit, yes, this is a bit of a blemish. What else have we got? You don't even think I mentioned the last pre-dungeon update? Yeah, I seriously... My whole plan has been to talk about Reforged and do a Reforged playthrough, which I figured wouldn't be the longest of series, because as far as I know... Like, guys, since Reforged came out, like, I've logged into Guild Wars 1 for about a second. I actually logged into Guild Wars 1 for about a second last week as well. Can you guys guess why? You might be able to guess why I logged into Guild Wars 1 last week. Just a matter of days ago, in fact, actually. I've barely touched it. So, like, I haven't seen the UI update. I haven't played it with a controller. I haven't seen anything. Anything at all. Let alone the Reforged content and the update for Pike and Square in pre. Let alone the pre-dungeon. Let alone unlocking Divona. Let alone any skill updates. Let alone the new dungeon. Let alone Doom's Covenant or Melange's Accord. I've done nothing in there, really. So yeah, you haven't heard me talk about it because all I know about it right now is through the grapevine and what I've seen, you know, through official channels and the discussions people are having on the GW1 sub. I heard there was a big thing as well, and I'm kind of holding all these conversations off for when we get into that series, but I heard that you could get golds in pre and people are holding onto them, and I don't know whether Arenanet are removing those or what. Late night with WP sounds like a groovy radio show. It does, doesn't it? Yeah, you guys could literally listen to this while you fall asleep. My shrill, high-pitched laughs. There'll be a big break after VOE, don't worry. Okay. So we're circling the topic maybe a little bit. Sorry, I've got to get through more chat here. WP make the video. They're welcoming feedback. They're mainly done numbers on balance, but they could... Yeah, so the balance patch for Guild Wars 1 is interesting. I had like a whole thing that I was going to recommend in a video. Like, it was a really long thing, but basically my idea was to do dedicated patches around specific ideas. Arenanet 2 weeks are being very scattershot. Look, and I don't want to rain on the parade, all right? I'll take anything, all right? The bar is right at I'll take anything, okay? But my whole... So they're just kind of saying, okay, here's some weak shit. Let's just make it stronger. Go, have fun. Which is fine. And as I'm reading their patch notes, I'm thinking about, like, the enemy AI as well. And it's quite fun to think how it's going to invigorate certain enemies and certain mobs and things and give them a bit more of an identity because they can do things. So one of the big updates one of the big elements of the skill update for Guild Wars 1 that just went in was Necromancer Wells now. And this is a huge system thing, really. All Wells, Necromancer Wells at least. If you don't have a body to exploit... You can cast the well anyway now, except it costs a health sacrifice of 67% of your health. And the fact it's now a health sacrifice, I guess, means it has synergy with other skills, which is interesting. But that's a huge sacrifice, 67%! The only sacrifice I know of in the game, even remotely that high, is like Blood is Power when you have shit tons of minions. Now, that seems really interesting, but I was thinking when I read that, does that mean that the mob AI is going to do it now as well? Because there's a thing, right, where, like, I can't, I'm not good enough for Guild Wars 1 at this point to know off the top of my head, but there's going to be enemies out there, right, that have Necromancer wells on their skill bars, but you never see them cast them because you just steamroll them and none of your party members die, so you don't get to so you don't get to see them casting parts of their kit. And think about like elite wells as well, right? I can't remember how many elite wells there are. I think there's at least a couple, right? You don't get to see them. But now you will, potentially, because they'll cast them anyway. But then I was thinking, oh, but then doesn't that mean that they're going to chunk themselves for nearly their entire health bar and just get killed? So I don't know whether the AI is updated for a lot of these things. There's a lot of cool questions. Guild Wars 1 skill updates are very exciting, even if they are just kind of small things. And like with the Mesmer changes, or like when they're changing spells that have longer than 2-second cast times, or which means that they'll no longer get fast casting synergies and stuff. It's kind of fun to look at, so I don't know where I was going with that. But yeah, lots to talk about with Guild Wars 1. Oh, there you go. Takavian's got it. Okay. The one thing that I think is missing from this golden era, what have we got? They have time for Super Adventure Box updates. They have time for Guild Wars 1. They're porting Guild Wars 1 to new places. We're getting Guild Wars 2 main content that so far hasn't shit the bed. Fingers crossed. All right. We're getting good system updates. What are we missing? Takavian just said it. We are missing news on the next Mini-X pack. Why is there not an announcement for the next Mini-X pack? Really? By the way, do you guys like how my passive running around gameplay now is on the skimmer? You can just glide around and tap the 2 every now and then for a slipstream boost and go really fast. We're actually going to go into SAB now. Let's go into SAB. Because all of this chit-chat I could have done could have been in SAB. So fuck it. Yeah, guys, SAB came out 2 weeks ago. I haven't actually touched it yet. It's 7 days remaining. We just dropped to 6, actually. 6 days, 23 hours or whatever. I've not been in there. So I haven't really seen anything that's going on. Yeah,
In fact, wasn't it a statics crew that unearthed?
let's change our outfit as well. It feels like every year when we get to SAB, I'm wearing these clothes here. What's she got there? Well, that's just a swimsuit. Well, that's like a nothing. That's also a nothing. There you go, that's something. A pirate outfit, I guess. Okay. And it won't look so ridiculous once we're in there, because we're going to have our weapons disabled. Alright, there you go. So we're going to be pirateless, exploring the SAB here. I was thinking of doing just a quick run through the worlds. I don't know, does that sound boring to you guys? I want to check the vendors as well. So yeah, just to finish that point. Yeah, I think I'm very weirded out by the fact we don't have a Mini-X pack announcement. So someone mentioned Guild Wars 3 a second ago. That's the only thing I can imagine is why. Now, I've got a friend that I raid with, and he had an idea. I think I mentioned this on stream a while ago. But that maybe there's not going to be a Guild Wars 3 necessarily, but there's going to be a Guild Wars 2 remaster in Unreal or whatever, and that's why they're hiring Unreal devs. And, you know, when you look at the new Halo coming out, it's the Reach engine, but a Unreal front end. The Oblivion remaster from about a year ago is an Unreal front end. So, I don't know. Are they doing something like that? Is it sort of a refresh for Guild Wars 2? I don't know. Look, we've done it more than enough. The whole what is Guild Wars 3? What does it look like and all that. So, yeah, it's just a bit weird. If Arenanet had also committed at this point, if they had explicitly said the next Mini-X pack is coming, I would say this is very, very strong candidate for a golden age, because they're firing on all cylinders. They're fully supporting 2 games, paid updates for, I mean, so the mobile release for Guild Wars 1 I think has ads with it, so there's a paid element to it and stuff. I don't know, man, but that's the one thing I think's missing. So well done, there you go. And Takavian says World versus World updates. Yeah, I think that's a good point as well, right? Like, so for me, a Mini-X pack each year is a chance to tackle another system update. So this year it was like raid stuff, right? Last year with Secrets of the Obscure, it was the Wizard's Vault. What was it last year? I can't remember. It was something. But you know, the next Mini-X pack could be the World versus World year, where we get that extra Borderland or more system oriented stuff. You know, the year after that they could be looking more at PvP. I don't know. And the fact they're not committing to that seems a bit... I don't know. Holy shit, Venny, I saw we had a red donation there the whole time, and I was just building to it. I didn't read it. Venny, oh my god, guys, Venny is the guy that made the amazing Refect and extra UI updates and add-ons that you've been seeing on my streams for the past long while. Thank you, Venny. Venny just donated 100 euros. Holy shit, dude, you didn't have to do that. You've supported this channel more than enough, man. Thank you very, very, very much. Oh my god, I really hate the really high donations because I don't know what to say. Thank you. Thank you very much. I wish you'd ask a question. He said, I think it's insensitive of WP to be playing a fire elementalist. That's okay, we're now in SAB elementalist. Holy shit, dude, thank you very much. Wow. Tavish says it feels like a renaissance more than a golden age. I mean, yeah, describe it whatever way you like. I just think we're in a good period of time. Nordpeak says, are you organising any fundraising due to the fire disaster that happened? You should let the community know. Look, I'm gonna be completely honest, right? Venny just gave that amazing donation. Lots of you guys gave nice. You've all been very generous. I don't think I deserve the generosity. I actually haven't. I hate talking about this because it sounds like I'm fishing or something, and I'm not. The reality is, guys, I'm not making enough content lately. I don't. I think it would be a bit appalling for me to go on and say, oh, here's a GoFundMe or whatever. I don't think I've been regular enough. I don't think I've been consistent enough. I don't think I've been hitting my goals the past few months. And so, you know, I think people are quite within their right to say, do you know what? I'm not going to support WP for now. I'm not even really watching much of his stuff at the moment. I think that's fair. So I personally don't really think it would be very ethical or whatever. I just wouldn't feel right doing that. So look, a lot of you guys have offered your support, and I have said, look, if you guys can just be patient with me and go to Patreon, that's fantastic. But beyond that, I'm not going to put any more effort into that kind of thing because I don't think it's right, personally. I know if I was watching someone else online doing that, I would feel a bit iffy about it, so I'm not going to do it myself. So that's the situation. And I'm not saying, and I even don't like saying that because it sounds like I'm trying to sound virtuous or some shit, and I'm not. I just, look, it would be a bit different if over the past 6 months we had got back to, if October Oblivion had happened. Or I shouldn't have said that. I need to let that term die. Kill it with fire, let it die. It would be a bit different if I'd been more active the past few, you know, months. But I haven't been, so no, I don't have any plans for that. That's incredibly generous, Venny. Thank you very much. Channel says, I'm assuming most people are going to say a Guild Wars 3 announcement. Yeah, so the Guild Wars 3 idea is kind of irrevocably tied, isn't it, to the... oh my god, let's just fucking get into a wing here. Here we go, let's just run through World 1 as we talk. They're kind of tied together, aren't they? Because I think the assumption is that if they're not doing a... yeah, we're not going to do Trib, and we're not going to do Infantile for now, or whatever the fuck they renamed Infantile to. Novice mode, or whatever it's called. If they're not doing a third mini expansion, I think we're all preparing for a Guild Wars 3 announcement, right? Right? And so what would the timing on that look like? I don't know. It's kind of funny. For a long time, I would have been thinking along the lines of, okay, so hold on. Do I have Timey HUD on? I do. I wonder if they've done any updates for this. Oh shit, is everything off? What is this? Oh no, there we go. I was turning them off. Okay, so let's turn off glitch T-Tours, oozes, hidden rooms, chests I'll leave on. Oh man, Super Adventure Box is really my happy place, you know, guys. It really is. Oh man, I've barely got to play it this year. I was really looking forwards. Every year I always end up itching for this and doing it daily. Last year I did like every single daily. I was earning so many baubles. I was so flush with baubles, oh my god. Diving into bathtubs full of it like Scrooge McDuck. Is that Scrooge McDuck that does that? And there's only 7 days left now. Oh, I've just missed it for the whole year. Do you know what? That's kind of sad, isn't it? That's actually proper bummed me out now. Well, let's enjoy it, and I'll try and turn the music up a bit. I have the you guys will have to let me know if the music is too loud today. There's a very real reason why the music is loud, and I'll get to it in a second once we finish rambling about all this other shit. Yeah, okay, so what else we got? What was I saying? Yeah, Guild Wars 3, maybe if there's no Mini-X pack announcement. I was thinking for a long time that it would be around late August, because I tend to think if I were Arenanet and I was celebrating a big new product or something, I would tie it to like when they announced Guild Wars 2 or when Guild Wars 2 came out. Because hold on, didn't they announced Guild Wars 2 at Gamescom 2010, I think it was. And that Gamescom was in August, right? Is Gamescom still any? Have we got any Germans there, or just people that go to Gamescom? Can I? I can't nail a fucking jump dodge on a little PC with a different keyboard and everything. Let's just get the speed up here. Gamescom's still in the summer, right? And then obviously Guild Wars 2 released the 25th of August was head start, and then 3 days later there was the 28th was actual release. So I tend to think if they were going to announce another thing, it'd be around then. They also have PAX West, which is like on their doorstep. Is that still a thing, right? Which I think during the Guild Wars 1 era, they were kind of big on with that, right? So I don't know, I always thought of it as a summer thing, but the reality is we'll be in May for the next update, guys, right? This update coming up. And that's only patch 2 for the story. There's a whole other story patch. Because remember, everything's kind of shifted by 3 months. So we're not on track to finish the VOE story until what? October? Christmas? Halloween or Christmas? Is that right? So that would that would mean, look, if they're trying to segue VOE into Guild Wars 3, we're looking at that coming out, what, a year from now? Another 12 months? So would they want to do an announcement 12 months out? I don't know. You'd think I would have learned a little something about this over the years doing what I do, right? But I still don't know what the best thing is in terms of like marketing for announcements and stuff. Is it better to announce a thing and then immediately have the release? Like super quick? Like I tend to think of that as Bethesda style. Don't they do it within a month usually for their major releases? They didn't with Starfield. I think Starfield was different. And obviously the new Elder Scrolls is a bit... because they kind of were forced to jump to do that proof of concept trailer at least. But I don't know. I don't know what Arenanet will do. I really don't. I do think, though, if there was going to be another straight-up Mini-X pack, why not talk about it? And look, that's a question for you guys very directly in live chat right now. Why not talk about it? Why is there still no confirmation about it? The only other thing that I was maybe thinking through the first quarter of VOE is, okay, they might be stalling for even more time. Over Janthir Wilds, they gave themselves that extra 3 months, right? Because the 1 yearly churn was too fast. Maybe they're trying to give themselves an extra 3 months, I was thinking. So, hey, maybe sometime after the feature pack update, you know, the raid update, which now was 2 months ago. I was thinking, okay, maybe it'll be something like that. But look at us, guys. Look at where we are. We're a lot later than that now, and there's still not an announcement. So I don't know. And we can't ignore, you know, the listings, the high. They've clearly been working on something. So, dude, I love this the Tech It pack for this, running this each year. Just grabbing all these extra little chests as you do your little daily run through the 6 zones, or as I should say now, 7 zones with test 1 and 8. Oh, we're actually going to play a new level in a minute. So, does anybody know? I guess I'll see for myself in a minute, but does anybody know if they have stopped calling the previous test zone a test zone? Or is that also still... I'm trying to decide if I want to do the shortcut worm or what. No, let's do the whole thing, I guess. Like, is it out of beta effectively now? And we're moving on? If I were Arenanet, what I would probably do is keep them all in that test state, so to speak, until all 3 have been tested, and then I would do one big release where all 3 of them get like a big polish refresh, you know, where all these extra layers get added to them. you know, the chests and the oozes and the races and the, you know, the blue coins and all that stuff. I appreciate that they already have, and the glitches and all that kind of shit. I appreciate they probably already have a selection of those things. But then, so they all sort of get their nice big cleanup, I don't know. And they all leave it at once. Maybe that's what they plan to do. Wherever I'm going right now is not worth it, let me tell you. Holy shit, where are we going? This was not time economical. I mean, it's probably very rare for people to come here. Look at this. What even is at the end of this? It's not a glitch. It's just going to be a chest. If it's a chest I need a key for, I'm going to be very sad. But if it's a diggable one, it looks like we've got 2 things. Okay, we got a diggable chest. That's something at least. It's always funny to me to dig up one of these chests after a year of going to the home instance daily, right? You've been getting those baubles and you've been doing inventory management on the baubles over and over and over and over and over and over again. And then you dig up a couple of chests and you've already got more than you got from the home instance across the entire year. And it's like, well, that was a bit of a waste. Okay, this was just for the baubles. Holy shit. Wow. All right, let's get a move on here. Man, I'm thirsty. I'm so thirsty. I did make a coffee. I bet it's getting cold already. Too much to talk about. Okay. Let's look back at the live chat. You still get promoted that members video? And you have watched it? Yeah, look, I didn't set anything up for that. You know, any YouTubers out there, any aspiring YouTubers, as far as I can make out, the best thing to do is make one insanely good members video. I don't know what it could or should be, but the algorithm will push it so hard. I assume once I have a big collection of members videos, it won't do that anymore. But man, it pushes that hard. My one is like, that members video is only worth watching if you've just come out of my FF14 series. And, you know, you want to get all the bonus content out of that. And I'm very proud of it and happy as a part of that series. But it's not worth what YouTube seems to think it's worth, pushing it to everyone. With stuff like that, right, where I make videos that I know are good, but they're only, like, very, very specific. It always makes me think about years and years and years ago when I got one of my, signed one of my early contracts with YouTube. I was given this, like... This bro dude guy that lived in California, okay? And he was like my consultant or whatever, and I didn't need him. He didn't really have any advice to offer me. He didn't know anything about Guild Wars or my channel or how I had built my following or anything like that. But it was his job. He was being paid, I guess, by this company to like advise all the partners and help them out. I've told this story before. He actually is responsible for the sound effect you hear when my channel intro turns on. The noise he made. If you go back early enough on my channel, you'll see he rendered like a very, very early version of that I didn't stick on for very long. But I've kept the sound effects for all those years. Anyway, so this guy, we had nothing in common. We didn't know anything about each other really, but we had like these meetings a couple of times. And I remember I had done a video about Guild Wars 2's Laurel update. And I'd done some big, long, deep dive, blah, 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 talk, just about Laurels. And I remember his advice to me. He was like, I don't understand this video. I don't like this video. It doesn't mean or do anything for me. You shouldn't make videos like this. Right, which he's right. If I wanted, you know, mass appeal, if I wanted, you know, variety gaming, you know, I should have chased horror games as much as possible, blah, 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 and taken more of a strategy like what me and Matt did together. But, that wasn't where I was at the time. It wasn't what I needed to do at the time. But yeah, it just makes me think of that. Anyway, oh my god, you guys are talking about how there's no such thing as society. That means that I'm way too scrolled up. The content drought between Heart of Thorns. Okay, I've lost it. Holy shit. YouTube is culling messages. Sorry. Sorry, guys. Oh, what do I do? There's too many messages. I can't read all of these. I really can't. Use my Let's Play Asura. Alright, I'm just gonna skim. I'm sorry, everyone. I'm skimming. I'm skimming. You think Arenanet should do one more expansion for Guild Wars 2, but make it like Eye of the North? Make it all driven towards the Hall of Monuments for Guild Wars 3? World versus World content would be great in there too. I think that's a good idea. When you mentioned the Hall of Monuments there, you won me over. You know, for a brief second there while I read that, you hadn't won me over. Because my instinct as I read what you said there was they're already like Eye of the North. For me, I look at Guild Wars 1 as a beautiful, beautiful game in terms of like content for your money, time for your money. When a Guild Wars 1 campaign came out, they were fucking hefty. They were long. They didn't fuck around, right? Prophecies was long. Factions was the shortest of them all and still was long, right? Compared to what they do now. Nightfall was long, and then comes Eye of the North. And Eye of the North is kind of like Guild Wars 2 style. I remember being, when I was, you know, originally playing Eye of the North, I remember being really disappointed that it was as short as it was, that there were only as few maps as there were, that it was all shrank. But now, even Eye of the North looks big compared to like what Guild Wars 2 feels like. Now look, that's a very tricky thing to talk about, right? Because Guild Wars 1 was very wide, there were lots of maps and places to explore, but it was quite shallow in terms of content diversity. There weren't bounties and mounts and fishing and skiffs and, you know, dailies and, you know, there weren't all these crazy sophisticated systems that went on and on and on and on and on. Guild Wars 1 was very wide, and its core fundamental loop was very pure, right? Like the skill system, the way that the combat played and that. And so it kind of worked out, right? They could go very broad with it and make very wide stuff. Guild Wars 2 is very, very deep. And it's just we ignore and forget about a lot of it because it's very short. So it's very like... It feels smaller. It's not necessarily. It's just that you run through the experiences quicker, I guess. I don't know how to describe that. It's late, all right? But you get what I mean. But yeah, in terms of like if they did a Guild Wars 2, a final Guild Wars 2 product, call it an expansion as they would, call it a mini expansion as I would, whatever, I don't know. But it's a bridge to GW3. I can buy that. And look, what's always on my mind is Vlox. Vlox talking about how everything he's doing is for the next generation and shit. It all feels very like a hook to Guild Wars 3, doesn't it? And look, guys, in just a couple of weeks, we're going to get the next story update. And we'll see what he's saying. Oh, and just to prompt even more in live chat that I'm not going to be able to catch up with, would you, or even the YouTube comments, by the way, people watching this as a vlog, as a VOD, obviously I read in all of those. But how are you guys feeling with that, right? It's been half a year now. It's been a long gap since we defeated SAB and his 2 raptors, right? It's been a long gap since we had those weird discussions about, was Waiting Sorrow fully ascended? What was the fundamental discussion we were having that we weren't clear about? Whether she has her memories, right? How are you guys feeling? Are you feeling connected to the story still, or has it been too long? You know, I just skimmed because I haven't been watching it. You know, the new season of House of the Dragon just came out, or is coming out, and I just saw a discussion people were having about how you know, they had to wait 2 years for these next 8 episodes, and they can't stay emotionally connected that long. It's too little for too long of a wait. And we've all been discussing that with Guild Wars 2, right? We've all been saying, okay, is it too long of a gap? Well, we just lived it. We had the raid feature update instead. So how are you guys feeling? I know I personally, I always hate missing that. This always feels like the weirdest bit of design in SAB. Almost everything else you fail, you can try again. The only other thing you can't try again, as far as I know, is the raft section. There might be some other weird little bits. But this, if you fuck up this jump to that chest, that's it. It's gone. Thankfully, I don't think it counts for Betty Bauble, but still. And let's kill the toad. And let's see if I can remember the quickest way to do it. Which is to precast a big bomb. And then get your autos going. Did I get the timing right? Oh, I missed the timing, unfortunately. Okay, and I've probably been too slow here. Come on, come on, come on, come on. No! All right, fine. I wasn't ready. Okay, what were we talking about? Oh, shit. Can't read chat while trying to fucking dodge the toad. He's doing that now. This is quite good. We get to just stall until the new level. Alright, here we go. I think if you precast the bomb and you get the... I think you can do it in one burn, is that right? At this point? If you get the timing right, you can use the Moto's finger to do the last... Is it the last 33% chunk? He's doing this again. Okay, I can't read chat at the moment, so I'll give you guys another anecdote. Why is the volume loud? As if I didn't have enough on my plate. I have been quite stressed. Okay, so living situations at the moment, okay. I have secured the next place, a permanent place. Well, okay, like 90% confident it will go through, okay. An actual place to stay for the next year. With some actual privacy, an actual place where I can really, you know, work regularly and we can do a lot more streams and we can actually get stuff going. The move will hopefully be in the next week, if not the next 2 weeks. And the only other problem after that is internet. As you guys know, you might not know this actually, but one of the ways in which the UK is still completely backwards is we're very slow about getting internet properly hooked up and set up to places. Like, it can take for ages. So I'm going to try to get that overlapped and set up just right so that we have as minimal downtime as possible. But those two things pending should be okay. Should be able to get things going and we'll actually have a sense of stability. So just a few more weeks till we're out of the woods there. So that's one thing. What was the other thing I was going to say? By the way, just as a weird note, there's some really amazing... I'm going to get political here. Like, actually straight up political. All right. There's some really fucking good legislation coming in at the moment from Labour, which is a shit ton of renters' rights. They're happening on May 1st. And what it means is, because I've been looking for places to rent at the moment, everyone's a bit weird and touchy and a bit strange. So, for example, one of the things that is happening is, up until this new legislation, in the UK, renters had to lock in for like really long periods of time on their contract. I don't know. I don't know what the shortest period of time was, but it was pretty common to do like 12 months at a time, right? If you're going to rent from a place, you can't break the contract. You have to be in that place for 12 fucking months. They're changing that so that it's just roll on, roll off now. If you decide that you don't want to keep renting, then you can say no. You have to give 2 months notice and that's it. Another thing that's changed is that there were these things called Section 21s, which is what I received with one of my moves in the past. You guys might remember me talking about. Section 21 is known as a no-fault eviction. It's just where the landlord says, I want you out. He doesn't have to have a reason, or they don't have to have a reason for it. They can just say, fuck off, get out of the house, and you have to leave. And you just suddenly have this big thing. And that happened to me. Remember, I speculated it was because of a mouse, but that was all I could speculate. What else is there? There's a lot of really good rights for renters, okay? The amount of twats that I've met, the amount of discussions and things I've seen, but actually come across. So one of the people that was showing me a property just this week, they're all like, the legislation, really hate it because they've got a little bit of hassle to go through. Oh, all the landlords are going to leave. Like, fine, fuck them. Let them leave. All right? It's a parasitical fucking thing anyway. If they can't hack it, if they only want to be a landlord while they have these shitty rules that force people into dodgy situations, fuck them. Let them leave. And they'll say, oh, but now just the market's going to get filled up with companies. Fine. Who gives a fuck? I don't care if companies are there. Companies can be sued. Companies can be legislated against. Companies can be held to a higher standard without all the emotion of all these fucking private landlords that are now whining that they might have to get out of the game. It's not like they're being forced to get out of the game. And if they do get out of the game, it's not that they're, having their property stole from them. All right? They still have all the capital. They still have the money. Ugh. But the amount of bitching all of these narrow-minded morons are going on about just because of all this new good legislation that is helping people. It's like there's a class of people in the UK whose mummies and daddies helped them pay for university and helped them pay for their fucking houses and shit, and they're on the property ladder, and now they think, oh, I should be allowed to buy up loads of these essential amenities for people to live so that I can rent out all these extra properties. Woe is me, I might not be able to do that anymore. Fuck you. I don't give a fuck. I don't see why I should have to be sympathetic towards all these private landlords. I have no idea why. And they'll all just like, while you're looking at places to rent in an urgent scenario, they will sit there and decide that they want to talk to you about how hard it is for them. And oh, how Labour is so bad for putting this in. Fuck you. Fuck the lot of them. It's good. It's very good stuff, and it's something I'm proud of for the UK for once. So yeah, there you go. Little bit of politics from me there. Anyway, okay. So here's the other thing that's happening with living for me, as if it hasn't been hard enough. I was laying in bed last night, guys. Not last night. I think the night of the last stream I did. So last week. Okay. I was laying in bed, and I'm not sleeping well at the moment because I don't have a blackout curtain. And everything's on one floor, and it's all so loud, and oh god. And the duvet is shit. It's not my duvet. My duvet is covered in chemical smoke and soot and shit, so it's not a nice big thick feathery one. I don't have my. I love weighted blankets, by the way, guys. You should get these weighted blankets. Oh, they make me sleep so deeply. I don't have any of that, so I'm not sleeping that well, all right? And I'm laying there, and I got my head on the pillow, and I feel a like crunch in my head. Alright, okay, I'm overselling that, alright? It wasn't painful, but I feel something shift in my head. Oh, I'm capped on baubles. Okay. No, you get them anyway, don't you? Even though it's 999? I think you get them anyway. Am I wrong? We get the bauble bubbles anyway, don't we? Look, this year's a wash. Don't worry. I'm not on a big bauble buying spree anyway at the moment. I kind of am for the Spud Club, the Guildhall. We'll have a look. Well, okay, I'll finish this level since we're halfway through, and I'll reset it in a minute. I should have done it between World 1 and 2, shouldn't I? Yeah, so I feel a crunch. Okay, it's not really it kind of is a crunch. It doesn't hurt in any way. So I think, oh god, what was that? Well, whatever. I doze off again, get back to sleep. Next day, I get up, I move around. Now, I suppose something you guys should know about me is I have very small ears. I have very dainty little ears. And I assume also dainty little ear canals. I don't really wear earbuds, headphone earbuds, at all. Because if I wear them regularly, I get, like, impacted wax, right? Like, it's not good for me, really. Like, I can wear them, like, for a few hours, you know, every few weeks or whatever, but like if I'm habitually doing it, you know, like going to get a train, I think last time I was wearing them regularly, I was on the way to a train station. It was like just not a good idea. So yeah, I realized the next day I'm deaf now in one ear, or not totally deaf, but I'm like I'd say I have 10% hearing in my right ear right now. Some wax clearly shifted while I was in bed. And it's awful, man. It's so I'm completely lopsided. I've been using eardrops. The eardrops only feel like they've made it worse. It feels like wet in there now. It feels like the eardrops, like the olive oil or whatever, is like expanded. I suppose there's no need for me to do anything for any of these extra chests and things, actually. I'll do it anyway, just for the content. And it won't clear. It just will not fucking clear. Oh my god. So thankfully I saw, driving past a Specsavers a few weeks ago, that they do hearing tests now as well. Hearing tests, and they do microsuction. I've never had that. Has anyone in chat had microsuction, ear microsuction? Where basically they can vacuum any wax out? This probably sounds really gross, doesn't it? I've probably not done myself any favours here. You wouldn't see it to look at me. You wouldn't know it. And I don't have an infection, right? It doesn't sting. It doesn't itch. It's not painful. There's no like goop or anything. It's just blocked. It's just fucking blocked. And I think I might have made a bit of a mistake. So the old guy whose place I'm at the moment, I looked in his medicine cabinet for eardrops first because I don't have anything. And he had medicine cabinets, but he also had this thing called a Q grip. Now, have you guys ever heard of Q grips? I hadn't. Now, look, I'm well aware You're not supposed to stick things in your ear. You're not supposed to stick Q-tips in your ear. Like, that's one of those big things. Culturally, everyone does it. You're not supposed to do it. My entire life, I've read nothing but warnings from, you know, don't do it. Don't put things in your ear. Don't stick anything in your ear. Don't do it. Don't. But people like to... there's actually a thing I don't really relate to, and that's people say it feels good. So I don't do that. But so here was this newfangled device, and it had Chinese writing on the box, which wasn't a good sign. It had Chinese writing. It was called a Q grip, and basically what it is it's like a pen you stick in your ear. I'm not describing this very well. With like a silicon tip, like a oh man, I did it. I swear I pressed dodge. It's like a silicon, like helter-skelter, curly-whirly. I did it again. I swear I fucking did it again. Like curly tip. So you're supposed to put it in, and it's very soft, and it's like pyramid shaped, right? So it can go in fairly deep. And then as you twist it, it's like a drill. Imagine a drill head, right? And now as you're twisting it, it's like easing the wax out because it runs up. It's like a screw. It's like putting a screw in your ear. And now it's running up the thread. Does that make sense? But it's a very, very, very soft silicone thing. So as you screw it, it just, you know, it just bundles up against urinary canal or whatever. And I did it. I put it in after doing eardrops. And I'll tell you what, it got a lot of wax out. A crazy amount of wax. Really like dark coloured wax. And I was like, holy shit, I guess that is proper full. Because again, you wouldn't know it to look at me. My ears, like the actual bits of your ears that you can easily get with your finger, they're all like completely clean. But I was like, holy shit, so there must be stuff in there. Wait, Forged Light? Oh my god, there's a whole new set. Forged Light. Oh, jeez. Okay, let's back out here. Can I open it from in here, or do I have to go... No, I can't even open it in here. Well, whatever, we'll buy our bauble stuff. So yeah, I used the Q grip. I'm holding the box in my hand now. I don't know whether I impacted the wax even more with that. I probably did. I probably made things worse. I probably should have just left it. But yeah, so anyway, I've rang Specsavers. I've booked an appointment. I thought they'd see me just on the day, to be honest. Because I've had situations before where I'll just go into Specsavers for my eyes, and you know, they'll just say, oh, you can have an appointment today, you know, if you walk in. But I did this over the phone, so it's next Monday that I can finally deal with that. But I'm deaf at the moment, like, it's really weird. So I'm wearing my headset, and I only hear SAB out of the left speaker, and it's very, very, very odd. It doesn't feel good. I'm actually... So what I want them to do is to microsuction both ears, because, hey, I'd be able to hear really well, and it would be cool. But you're supposed to eardrops both of them while waiting so that it's soft for them. But I'm really scared to eardrop my good ear at the moment, because what if it shifts and I go totally deaf? That would be awful. Like, I wouldn't be able to use a phone or anything. It would not be good. Alright, so by the way, as far as purchases are concerned, what have I got? I have 96 bauble bubbles left over from last year. Now, the backpack is the new festival thing, so that's the one thing I definitely want to do. What are they charging me for it? 32? Okay. So that's good. So we haven't missed any festivals, thankfully. Oh man, Lunar New Year, when everything was still okay. Then we got two more. We've got two more backpacks to do. Do I get a final mega backpack at that point? I don't know. I've got annual to do for the 50... AP. That I definitely don't want to miss. We're not going to get that here on stream. What else is there? A super sharpening polygon. Is that new? Parfait we already have. I should... Okay, were there any new minis? Are the powered shoulders new? No. The reality rig is... not new. Boxer, Gordon, Mia, Moto. We're good, we're good, we're good, we're good. Super supplies. Now, the decorations. Okay, I saw in the patch notes this. Look at this, guys. Honestly. Super Rapids Pillar. Super Rapids Plateau. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but does that mean that we can do the rivers? We can do the super rivers in our guild halls now? Holy shit. Super rapids flowing water? Guys. Super bridge plank? This is what I'm talking about. This looks very fucking cool. I am really excited to do that. I don't suppose any spuds have done that, have they? By the way, I've logged into Guild Wars 2 only a couple of times the past little while, and every time I have, I've seen people actively chatting in the Spud Club chat, and that's made me so happy. Yeah, I don't know if anyone's been dealing with these, but holy shit, I am going to look into those. And what I really wanted to do was get a lot of baubles and a lot of festival tokens, furniture tokens. I don't know how many we have. Can I just say, if you guys are in the Spud Club and you want to do... Oh, wait, wrong way. I want to convert in this direction. There we go. There we go. If you guys can get lots of fancy furniture coins, I will see what I can do about making a bunch of rivers and stuff in the guild hall. That would be so cool for our like forest theme. So yeah, I saw that in the patch notes when this came out. Aha! Complete World 1 for 100 points. I don't know how I'm doing with the Astral Awards this season, by the way. What have I got? I still need to get these two. Well, I can get one of them right now. I don't need the primers because I have the raid primers. Bag slot expansion is good. So I think I'm fine, to be honest. We have everything that we need. Thank God I was on the ball with that earlier in the season. Okay. All right, and we can't double click or consume any of that right now because we're still just here. Okay, let's get on in. Into World 2. I'm definitely taking the shortcut this time. At least start a GoFundMe or whatever for the fish funeral fund. Yeah, I feel like a bit of a monster, really. You know, if I've ever had fish die in the past, it's really gotten to me. I think I told this anecdote. Here, I'll give you guys a little bit of like genuine analysis. I felt really bad about any fish that have died before, like betters. You know, they'll survive a year, 2 years, 3 years, and they die. But I think that they're supposed to live for maybe 5 if you could get them to, a lot of them. And I always feel awful. And I sort of think I've realised a big part of why I feel guilty about like a better dying or a fish dying is because it feels like, I guess, and this is very selfish, it's because it feels like I made a mistake. And I could have done something better. So there's guilt there. Man, I thought for a second tempo was going to work with the nunchuck attacks, which would have been really cool, actually. I love tempo. And I think what I've realised is I'm not that bummed out about the fish dying this time. And it's quite monstrous. And I think the reason that I'm not that bummed out about it is because it wasn't my fault. So I think that's kind of sad, isn't it? That just sort of shows that I'm not really that upset about them as life forms or something, which I think I should be. You know, they have a right to life and everything. Anyway, yeah, what's ironic about it is keeping an aquarium is quite an expensive hobby, I would say. But actually, the purchasing of fish is like not the expensive part of the hobby. That's like your teaser rate, I think. That's what gets people into it, because the fish seem cheap. And it's later you realise, oh, the filtration and all the other stuff is really where they get you. I think it's a bit different in America. I think even tanks are quite cheap in America, is that right? So yeah, okay, let me scroll down. Sorry guys, I'm so sorry that I've been so bad at looking at chat. Hopefully I can get a good convo going here. Oh, do you guys not even see the trails? No, you do see the trails. I was going to say, if I'd been doing all of this and you couldn't even see the trails. You can see them. I think they're just a bit faint, maybe. I always love it when the fish is right here. Every year when I'm doing this, I try and like optimize the right spot to stand. So that just as you come back, you have another fish to grab right here. Like that, exactly that. Doing that 3 times in a row. Not that I can easily get it. The After the Dragon Cycle blog post teased about a dozen future stories yet to come, so it'd be weird if they changed those plans. Yeah, that's the other thing, right? Like why not keep going with... Okay. The thing is, right, ideas are cheap. Story directions are cheap. They're never going to have any shortage of story directions. Or places that the plot could go. Whether they do another mini X-Pack or a Guild Wars 3 is not based on that at all. I think when we're lore hounds, and Cottage, I know that you are obviously a lore hound, I think it's easy to lose sight of that fact, but that is not the be-all and end-all. The be-all and end-all is, can they keep the lights on? Are they able to pay their devs? Is their own team enthusiastic about what they're doing, right? And at a certain point, people might only be enthusiastic about new stuff. And then the community too, you know, the population might dwindle and dwindle and dwindle. The entire population might not care about all of those story ideas, but they would care about and would resonate with the Guild Wars 3, you know? Like, I'm fairly confident that if they announce a Guild Wars 3, I would get a huge amount of returning people watching my channel. Because of all the people that have lapsed with this franchise at this point, you know? And they'll say, oh, fuck Guild Wars, yeah, I wonder what WP's doing. And they would come back. And that would be happening across the entire industry. And by the industry of Guild Wars, I mean. All the people that have looked the other way, not just in my community, but all the people that no longer look at the Reddit or have no longer been looking at the forums, have been looking at other YouTubers, have been looking at Twitch streamers, or across the whole history of the franchise, they would be back. There's a big appeal there. And so that's really what it comes down to, not whether they have stories to follow. They could have loads of stories to follow, but it's better to just do a time jump and get into Guild Wars 3 or go somewhere else in the mist and go to Guild Wars 3. And again, my argument has always been about supporting Guild Wars 1 on the grounds that they can say, hey, look, we're supporting Guild Wars 1. We will continue to support Guild Wars 2. Maybe not with full bi-yearly paid expansions or something, mini expansions, but the support will be there. And hey, we can prove it because we've been doing it for Guild Wars 1 now. And look at where we are now, guys. They are in that spot. Fuck's sake. No, I didn't hit the checkpoint yet. Well, okay. That's fine. I guess. I'm just going to enter the Konami code. I'm going to go left, right. Left. Oh, okay. We're not in tribulation at least. Left, right. Oh, shit. That wasn't it. Is it just left, right, forwards? Let's do that again. Here's where Tech It's Pack's not the best because we've got a million. Oh, I don't know. Let's just follow his thing. Right. This is not correct. Okay. I guess that makes sense. Holy shit, we're getting battered. Could have gone to the furniture shop there. Oh, man. Sliding down there is brutal. We were at the end of the level. Oh, with a jump dodge, I can make this easily. I think, to be honest, over here is the safest route. Breaking away from the trail there. Yeah, I really can't. I don't know. Are you guys the same? I can only jump dodge with like specific keyboard that I'm used to. Might not have been good. Okay, that's fine. There we go. Got violent fishies. Right, don't fall here. This is your last potential issue. Like trib is another thing, by the way. If they do a big fine, there's no tribulation for the test zones, right? I think that trib is at risk actually of starting to feel a little bit stale in the later zones, unless Arenanet go with a radical new idea with it. Even towards the end of this World 2, trib you could start to get a feel for the logic of where the routes were going to take you and how they were just going to be the most exhaustive route through the level as possible. They got quite cool when they made the zone darker and stuff though. So if they keep doing and having you go across long rows of like floating clouds. So, but they had to put in a lot more effort to keep it fresh feeling, you know. Fuck's sake. I cannot land these dodges. Okay. I'm trying to scroll. Cage fights are good times to scroll. Oh yeah, speaking of the next story patch, did I see in the Spud Club Discord that there has actually been a trailer? I'm sure someone added me at some point this week saying that there's been a story hint. Is that right? There's been a tease? Today's Guild Wars 1's birthday? Yeah. Oh, is it? Is it really? I know the anniversary is going on at the moment. I saw on Reddit they were upset there's not another big deep sale, another big deep discount. I don't think that people should expect that every year though. It was only done last year because it was the 15th. It was kind of a specific thing, right? I feel like this year's really flown by for me. And look at how far we've come. Okay, let me scroll. Oh yeah, what I usually do is while this bit's happening, this is when I go to get that chest. I usually dig it up now while you're standing around. It's weirdly meta to call them test zones. Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. It was a blue sky teaser, not much. Okay, it just jumped me to the newest comments. All right, guys, if you dropped a message and I missed it, I'm really sorry. You can repost it now. I'm fully caught up with the chat. Okay, let's get off of the cool mountain, shall we? Why I feel the need to stream all of this, I don't know. I'm just in my happy place right now. The raid and the blog post also teased the name the only way of the upcoming patch and Vlogs' speech. Well, the only thing I'm really expecting of the next thing is a raid for SAB, right? Because the loot at Kayla right now is all Inquest themed, and so I'm assuming there's going to be another strike mission / raid, whatever, encounter, and that was just such a cool fight as well. I really want to do that in a 10-man difficult style. All the shit about dragging the raptors around and playing with their fixate and stuff. You notice Kayla had a lot of like interesting design going on with fixate. You know, with the 3 red fixates from the 3 crocodiles and stuff. I think we'll see another fight. That'll be like a theme of the fights this year. That they're playing with fixates in a big way, and we're going to be messing with those raptors as they run around. It just looks like a fight that's got a lot to give. And maybe there'll be an LM for SAB as well. I think that'll be really interesting too. Oh, I think I've caught up. You're going to post messages so it gets caught away again. No, I will do my best this time. I think it skipped any reactions that you guys had to my my fucking blocked ear. Has anyone out there had a blocked ear before and had microsuction? What can I expect here? Is it painful? I'm scared. The only thing I've heard is that it doesn't take long and you hear really well after it. And I'm looking forward to that. I want to feel like a superhuman for a little while, you know, with really, really amazing. It's sort of like, I don't know if you guys have ever been to the hygienist at the dentist and had a cleaning, right? But it's like how amazing your teeth feel immediately after. You're like, holy shit. Or like when you get your glasses prescription updated and it's like, oh my god, this is so good. I didn't realize how bad my eyes got. I want that, but for my ears. I want that for everything. If I could get that for my nose... If I could get that for my my taste, right? That'd be sick. They don't do procedures like that, though. We're born too early for that, unfortunately. Do you know what I read the other day? I read that human brains... We actually have the capacity to perceive things. But just our hardware doesn't allow us to. So, for example... If your eyes allowed you to see into the UV or infrared, like we could totally conceive it. That like there are parts of our brains that would acknowledge and would receive that, and we could learn to interpret and everything. We could perceive those things, but our eyes just can't do it. So therefore we don't. And most interestingly, you know how like some birds can perceive magnetism and they like use it to navigate or orient? Apparently that function is still in our brains. There's like a part of the amygdala, is it, or something? There's a part of our brain that actually can still do that. But because, and I know it sounds like I'm talking absolute bullshit here, but seriously, look it up. God, even that sounds like bullshit, doesn't it? You just say some nonsense and then say, look it up, do your own research, look it up. But that's what I read. I read that we actually, that is still in our brain, but we don't have the organ to sense it in the first place, that magnetism in the first place. It's quite common in the animal kingdom to be able to do that. How cool is that? I sound high. Yeah. No, I think to sound high, someone needs to say that to me, and then there needs to be a long pause, and then I need to go, whoa. What are those lines? Is that a mod? Yeah, look into Guild Wars Nexus. Pick up Timey Hard. I really want to see if they've done another update for it. And, you know, go wild, have fun. Alright, we get a really fun chest to go for here. Well, first we get the Yeti. I can't remember. I think last year I streamed this and one of you gave me some good advice on killing him. And I don't remember. No, it's not that. It's definitely not that. Wait for him to stop. No, 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 come on. No! Why did I jump over the one thing that would have stopped? No, now he's stopped and I'm at the bottom. Go. Must. Alright, and then we stun. Attack twice, stun. Attack twice, stun. I think I need the whip, not the boomerang. I think swapping to the boomerang kind of fucks you on this. I don't know whether that actually stops that animation. No, it doesn't. No, oh, man, I can never one-shot the Yay. I always die at least once on the Yay. Always. Totally be one of those people in Cyberpunk who'd install all the possible implants. I see, but I think the really fun conversation with that is having a cybernetic eye. Or two. Because, like, you know, they say that the eye is the window to the soul or whatever, right? And, like, my eyes are such a huge part of who I am and how I perceive the world and my place in the world. And if someone's looking at me, you know, you look into people's eyes. To lose your eye, like, you take that thought experiment of someone who's slowly replacing everything, right? I think we can all imagine and we can all be comfortable with the idea of getting a bionic leg or whatever, right? And lots of people in the real world are forced to do that. Or like an arm, right? We can imagine our limbs very comfortably. We can even imagine both of our limbs. We can even imagine all of our limbs. And we still feel like us, right? I think it gets a bit dodgier when we start dealing with organs, maybe? But even like a new heart, and, you know, it's the whole ship of Theseus thing, right? Like, how many can you get rid of and still feel like you? And in the end, I think it shrinks down and down and down. People get very leery about swapping their eyes. But the thing is, right, the eyes are such a cool one to swap, right? You know, having really fucking epic vision where you can, like, zoom in and shit, you know? You know, like those telephoto lenses where people zoom in on the moon with their phone and they see it with incredible detail, or they see miles and miles and miles away and say, wouldn't it just be cool if that was your eyes? But then it's like, there's something about your humanity that seems to be lost, losing that element, you know? Just the thought of making all of that digital. But then you think about, like, okay, for any, like, total no-lifers out there like me who spend way too long playing video games, spend way too long online. I mean, everything I'm perceiving in that scenario is all digital anyway, and it doesn't really matter. It's not like you really think about it. There we go, finally. I don't really know what my technique for that is. But it's a big chest, 50 baubles. That's a weird bit of design there as well, where you're forced to jump off. But hey, okay. So then finally I'm going to sack 2 more deaths so that I have full hearts going into the wizard, because I don't want him to knock me out halfway. Oh my god, sorry. Trying to read chat while holding forwards. Look at modern body mods. Easiest one is a mag sensor. Wait, what? You're telling me that they sell those? You're telling me that those are... There's no way. See, no, too early. For fuck's sake. I didn't know what my keybind was. Alright, let's go again. There we go. You've never had any ear-related procedures? According to your friends, you're weird that you've never had an ear infection? I think different people are prone to it in different ways. Like, there's a big genetic divide among people as well. I think if you're like Caucasian, or like from Africa, or I don't know. I think there's basically an east-west divide. I think if you are from, you know, China or Japan or wherever, you have a different type of, like, the way that your body creates the wax is like completely different. You have a fundamentally different type of wax. Like, there's a big divide amongst humans. I think they get. I think hair can be different as well. I don't know. Maybe some of you guys can chime in chat. And I don't know whether that means that some people are more prone to ear infections or blockages or not. I don't know. But I think some of us have wet wax and others have dry wax, and it's like a totally different substance. It's quite cool, actually. I think. Get it now before the grav tanks sneak up on you. What the fuck is a grav tank? Oh man, it looks like you guys have got some good comments there and I'm not able to get to them. Hold on. As soon as we're not dealing with this guy, the next zone, the first test zone, is very, very simple. It's really easy to sort of run around. Yours changed when it went to Japan. Oh, so it's not a genetic thing. What? Really? Oh my god. Okay, the game took pity on us. Alright, and I think you can one-burn this as well with a precast bomb, no? The problem with this one is the finger of Moto can be obstructed if you don't cast it just right. I managed to get it there. I think you've got to step back a bit. If you're too close to him, it can get obstructed and then you waste that whole time. Oh yeah, there you go. You used to date a Chinese girl who had that gene. She never had any BOI ever and dry earwax. Yeah, it changes the smell of your sweat. Or rather, I think BO, by the way, is not actually the smell of sweat. It's the smell of the bacteria that grow in your sweat after it's been on there for a while. Like actual sweat, when you're sweating, you don't actually smell of BO yet. The BO comes in a little bit later, I think. A death there is fine. This is not a problem. It depends on occupation? Does it? Sight is such a performance-heavy sense. It gets a lot of simplification and approximation. A lot of brain areas that aren't mandatory are often active, affect a lot. Well, I was quite interested, again, because when I was booking this hearing test, I was seeing what they were saying about the seeing test. Apparently, a lot of like technology with eye stuff has come along a long way. There's that thing, glaucoma, right? Now, I might be wrong about this, but isn't glaucoma the thing that pretty much everyone gets as they get older? Everyone gets glaucoma. And it's what eventually forces you to needing reading glasses. Like, it's just a matter of time, guys. You might get it in your late 40s, you might get it in your 50s, you might get it in your 60s. But as you get older, you're going to need reading glasses. So, like, your close-up vision shits the bed. My close-up vision's brilliant. It's always been fine. But it kind of scares me that I'll get that. Is that glaucoma that drives that? Anyway, apparently, if you get an eye test now, they can detect that you're getting glaucoma 5 years before you would even see a symptom for yourself. They can see it's coming 5 years before you would ever even think to go. So even people with perfectly good eyes, once you hit a certain age, you can just go get an eye test and they can check that shit out. And I think they can prescribe, they can do procedures. I think glaucoma is caused by like liquid swelling in your eyes, which deforms them. And when they get deformed, they're permanently damaged. So if they detect it early... Now, this is going to sound horrible. I know people get weird about eyes, all right? But I think the procedure is they like put little needles into your eye to release the liquid. No one's going to go now. No one's going to want to go do that. But I think they do something that releases the pressure and the liquid, and then you don't get and then it's not a problem. But there's a lot of stuff, but you've got to be proactive about it, right? Yeah, there you go. It's about pressure. Like, and if it's really bad, they put like a, what's the word? Is it a stent? Which is like a little tube that can just ooze the liquid out for a while, I guess. I don't know. Look, I'm sure they're very, very, very fine little needles that you don't even have any nerve endings in your eye anyway, do you? When you get LASIK, they laser your eye, they cook your eye. You can smell it, can't you? Can't you smell burning during LASIK, but you don't feel it? You'd rather wear glasses? Yeah, but the thing is, I'm just petrified at the thought of anything that means my time's running out, you know? I got a real insecurity about that, a real anxiety about that. Okay, here we go, guys. World 3. So you saw it 3 years ago. Test level 1 came out. And I'm not going to lie, guys. I'd sort of lost hope that these updates were going to keep coming. But holy fuck, look at this golden era. Test Zone 2 is coming. If anyone has any advice for me in chat, whether they think I should be really excited or whatever, let me know. Someone did say in the Discord that it's a good level with like lots of cool underwater sections. By the way, I love the music. Oh, I'm not going to be able to appreciate the music. I seriously cannot hear very well. Fuck. Alright, I'm turning this shit up. Okay, I've turned it up on my end. Time running out. You said 15th anniversary area. You meant 20th. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So we're the 21st anniversary this time, right? Your mum had a retinal displacement. A retinal displacement? And they fix it by injecting gas into it. She's very squeamish and she was fine, so it's probably not as big a deal as it sounds. Since you get anesthesia. Oh, that's true, actually. I have a friend that got LASIK and he did say he got anesthetic. Eyes are the last organ to worry about. Everything else will fail before in the meantime. I don't know whether I agree with that. Eyes are really delicate. And they decay fast. I think it's just that culturally we all accept that eyes decay and we don't really have the energy to put into it that we really should. In a perfect world, when there wasn't a medical insurance crisis going on in the States, when, you know, there wasn't just general too many people, you know, all the issues of having an aging population and an underfunded NHS and all that kind of shit over on this side of the pond. I think, you know, I think a lot of us would put more into it. I don't think we should let our eyes fall apart. I say that as someone who does not get his eyes tested as much as he should. And had a real opportunity while booking my hearing tests to do that, but didn't. I'll get to it later. I read as well once that a very, very strong correlation with dementia, is vision. When your eyes start going bad, when your I think hearing as well, when your senses start going bad, dementia and like cognitive decline kicks in really rapidly. Like people whose senses remain very, very strong, their cognition tends to remain very strong, follows suit with it as well. I don't know whether that's just because day by day when we're getting a lot more information fed to us, our brains remain that bit much more active or what, I don't know. But I think that is a very big thing. So to me, the idea of your senses failing is quite scary, because that's the big one, right? Dementia is the loss of your soul, really, who you are, your identity. Very scary. Sorry to talk about this shit. I'm sure some of you guys have got parents going through stuff like that at the moment. You don't need me going on about it. There you go. You need a full human MOT. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, when you go for a checkup at the GP, that's what it is, right? It's just your MOT. I mean, I've got to be honest. I barely ever go to the GP. Almost, I mean, very. I think the last... Well, how specific do I want to get? I think the last time I went was an ear-related thing, and it was years and years and years and years and years ago. I think I read, actually, Americans are encouraged to go every year, right? Like you have to get yearly checkups. It's a big thing. I don't know if that's such a big thing here, culturally. Is it? Everyone from the UK is going to say, yeah, what are you talking about? I don't know. I just feel bad. I'm young. I'm healthy. I feel like I don't want to pressure the system. Do you know what I mean? When there's a lot of people who really, really, really need it, and the wait times are bad enough and all that shit. In an ideal world, I wouldn't think that way, but I do think that way. Famous last words, right? You do it every year too, and you're in Spain? I guess we are, but you haven't been in over a decade. Yeah. You really like the music in Test 2? Oh, we're nearly there, guys. We're nearly there. Woo! In fact, right, real quick, before I fight the cage, I did prepare. I did my homework. I did prepare some the patch notes. So this was back on April 14th. It was about 2 weeks ago now. Super Adventure Festival. Moto's world-renowned Super Adventure Box returns again. Explore 2 worlds and 2 test zones of excitement, peril, and educational entertainment to earn holographic weapons and a variety of loot. Travelers can visit the Super Adventure Box in Bratasum. Temporary portals have been placed in each major city to facilitate easy travel to the scenic hub of Asuran culture. I like how this is supposed to be educational and it's not at all, you know. It should be more like the Djinn in Adashim, where they're giving you quizzes, you know, quizzes about Tyrian information. The World 3 test zone has been expanded. Test zone 2... Wait. Hold on. The World 3 test zone has been expanded. Does that mean the one we just played? Has the level we just played been expanded? Oh man, I've just realised actually. Okay, so test zone... That's nostalgia. That's just yearly. Quality testing. Okay, so what do we got? Business is underwater. Enter the secret shop. Ahead of the game, find a secret sealed treasure chest. Catch and release. Return a piranha to the deep water. That's old. I could have done that a long time ago. Complete the zone. Find all the green baubles. Find all the red baubles. Okay, guys. So listen, it is midnight right now. I'm not going to do all of this. On this stream. But I will endeavour to do a separate stream where we do these if they're fun. Or I might have to do them off stream. I really want to go to Guild Wars 1. I still got these fucking things to do as well. I don't know what I'm doing. Alright, we'll see what we can do. Alright. I'm going to try to squeeze in as much as I can before potentially I go into this black spot where there's no internet for a little while. Anyway, yeah, the fish one was hidden. Yeah, I remember. Yep. I just didn't get it. Old but hidden. That's correct. Complete the festival's meta event to earn the new powered vest. Last year, the powered boots are available for purchase. The forged light weapons are available. The super rainbow cloud weapon set is available from weekly vendors. That was last year's thing, right? So I guess I can maybe buy a bunch of those. Plush S backpack, got that. New weapons have been added to the Retro Forge. Oh, there's probably 3 new ones of those for me to get. Oh god, I'm behind. You need a lot of baubles for this stuff, and I've missed so many. The new decorations have been added, and again, I'm going to have a look at those and play with those. Super Adventure Box music can be added to the homestead. Special objectives available in the Wizard's Vault to earn extra claim. Yeah, and we've seen those. Okay, good. So that's we're pretty much caught up there. What else have they got? In the last several... Okay, so also with this patch, and I feel like I should mention it, was the big balance thing. The community kind of lost their mind about this nerf. There was a global shave of the power level in Guild Wars, which didn't, in my opinion, even amount to that much, and nonetheless people freaked out. I actually spent more time on the Guild Wars 2 forums these past few weeks than I have in years, just seeing what people were saying, and I really think the people on the forums quite often are insane. All the hysteria over this, really. And you look at the benchmarks on Snow Crows at the moment, and they're not that much lower than they used to be, and the fights don't feel any different. Fractals is still power creep to fuck. It really is sort of a whatever kind of thing to me. But here's what they say. They did have to manually adjust some of the new health spongy things to even them out. In the last several expansions, creatures have been given additional health to account for increased player damage. With the balance change this update, we're reducing that excess health from End of Dragon, Secrets of the Obscure, Janthir Wilds, and VOE. So I don't know. You guys in chat will have to tell me how the metas feel and stuff at the moment. Like, did they change the actual... Like one of the fears was that the VOE metas in particular would feel really terrible. But yeah. So Silent Surf, Lonely Tower, and Kinfall have also been reduced. What else do they say? Update the text in the Wizard's Vault container. Previews to avoid hovering the button used to close the window. Fix an issue that blocked gourmet training process for chefs. Fix an issue that could cause players to receive 3 objectives. Updated the text for the fashion templates. Right. And then here, reduce the enemy difficulty and decrease the speed of the inquest success. Updated the corrosive light puzzle in the City of Arad dungeon. I can't remember which one that is. I think that's just in P1, right? Where your health is draining and then you're supposed to put it in the light. You can now throw it to the light, I guess. A new vendor's been added to the aerodrome that contains rewards from the raid encounters that were only accessible in the hubs. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, and they've had to tweak the down and out achievements again now. I really think that a lot of what the devs did with down and out and the timers is super short-sighted. They've just added a bunch of bullshit maintenance they now have to deal with. Greer no longer has a timer. And we're actually going for Spare the Erig at the moment, which is quite nice. We only did one session on it so far, and I don't think my group has another one planned just yet, but hopefully we keep doing that. World vs. World. And then there was a waypoint thing that I don't fully understand. Rocker tried to explain it to me, but... oh yeah, and Push has been added to the monthly tournament, which is something. As you guys know, I'm a big downer about Push, but if they're doing it as a part of the monthly, that's cool. A monthly Push... That makes it feel like a real game type, and I wonder whether the devs will do stuff like that for others. But there you go, that's the patch. All right, let's get in. What I meant earlier was you did a series on your other character as a Super Adventure Box Let's Play. Did I? I thought I did it on Liss. Oh no, I think I was playing my engineer, right? My Asura engineer. Is that right? You haven't even played Guild Wars 2 since early release, like when Engineer was cool. But you love me for my Guild Wars 1 content? Yeah, my non-existent Guild Wars 1 content at the moment. It's a real shame, isn't it? We will get there, guys. How criminal is it that Guild Wars 1 got updates? But you know, there's another thing, though. I really wasn't feeling Guild Wars 1 Reforged right when it came out, and I just thought it would be the fakest thing ever. And just not feel good to just, like... rush in like, oh, there's supposed to be a hype train, so I have to do it, and like follow on the fucking choo-choo train with all the other content creators that feel they have to do it. Like, if I'm not feeling it sincerely, I'm not going to force it, and so I didn't. And now I have been feeling it, and this fucking fire happened. But it's good. It means that there's a genuine drive for it, and I don't feel like I'm bandwagoning or anything like that, which is nice. All right, here we go, guys. 3, 2, 1. Ooh. Oh, it doesn't throw us straight in there? Alright. Now, is it 1 hour till reset now, or did reset just happen? Yeah, it's 1 hour because of the clocks moving. Okay. So we have 54 minutes to beat this, which is fine. The test world seems to have a deeper level. What fun new adventures can be discovered within? My OG Guild Wars 1 content is gold. That's really kind of you. Wow, this looks cool. Oh, I like how the lighting changed. That's very kind of you. I actually think a lot of it is quite low quality at this point. And if you guys remember, before even the Reforged announcement last... how many months ago? 4 months ago? I was actually thumbing over the idea of just doing a renewed Guild Wars 1 series anyway. Sounds good. I'm liking it. Let's I'm gonna regret this. There we go. Oh. And turn that off. This should give us a good audio balance, hopefully. Like we can hear the campfire and stuff. You guys tell me if it's bad and like you know, overwhelming my voice or whatever. This is a test zone. Deep in the water caverns, the ancient Choya ruins are all the remains of their kingdom. What's this campfire for? As you explore... Yeah, this is the checkpoints. Okay. You know what these pillars remind me of? Did you guys ever play Sonic 2? Is it Sonic 2? The Marble Hill Zone? Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Starts with a big slide. There's the white pillars. There's like gems in the walls, I think. And you end up in a big underwater section at the start. And to me, that's what this reminds me of. And it feels like a deliberate thing as well, because, you know, they're always referencing that stuff. Oh, cool. The old tree assets are back. These were out there in World 1. I would love it, but you doubt it will hit YouTube algorithms unless you do super clickbait thumbnails. Yeah, and that's the cringiest possible thing I can imagine. I wouldn't do that. So I think there's just not much of a market for it. Potion cart merchant. Hello. Welcome to my humble roadside potion cart. Times are tough. Well, I'll buy something from you. Oh, I don't need that. I'll buy a heart off of you. A 1-up. There we go. Yeah, getting all the baubles and stuff is going to take a long time, so I won't try to do that on my first trip. What's kind of creepy is I could probably cheat with Tekit. I bet he's already updated. Should we see? Timey hards, pathing, data sources, refresh sources, check for updates. That's weird. It doesn't seem to know what I've got installed. This is not installed to all of them, but they definitely are. I don't know. They'll probably have to be updated. That's cool. I like the lights hitting that. Do you know what that reminds me of a bit? Where you first fall down after the bonus zone. And do you remember the very, very original preview for this back on the original release, the back to school release? It reminds me of that a bit. Okay, major pit of death there. And I thought that the way to progress... In fact, yeah, doesn't this room feel a lot like that? So hold on, I could go there, or I could go through this mine shaft, this mine tunnel. Oh, that's cool. Oh, did we slide down that slope? Holy shit, that's very Tomb Raider. Right? Where the levels start after you've just slid down a slope somewhere somehow. That's how that feels to me. I like the cactus thing, the Super Adventure cactus asset thing. Okay, so this is the way forwards. We get the rapids again. I wonder if we'll see the genie, the djinn or whatever. Oh, this is crazy, man. I cannot really hear it because there's my own voice yapping away. And I'm half deaf. And by the way, can I just say it's a horrible feeling. I feel like there's just a clog in there. And I just want it to slide out. I just want it to ooze out. Please, please. And it feels like it could be right there, but then I move my hand to my ear and there's nothing there. It's just vaguely wet because of the eardrops that I would put in. Like, what, 8 hours ago now? Oh, I don't like this too much. This feels like I've broken out of the map or something. Some of these views don't feel quite so good. I wonder if I can climb into that somehow. Do you think there's a way behind the waterfall? Do you think if we bomb, there's a way behind the waterfall? Nope. It's very soothing music. Oh, that's cool. We slide down that. That's amazing. Yeah. Wait, so then what's down there then? I am a little disappointed it's so similar to the last zone. But maybe that's just the opening stage. Like, you think about the difference between the Ninja Zone, the Rapid Zone, and the Snowy Mountain Zone. There's a big difference. World 3 less so. Okay, do you guys want to hear something? Oh, we have to avoid the... Whoa. Oh, this is cool. Oh, ow. Okay, good. It did a bit of damage. Oh my god, what if I miss those baubles? Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh, that's cool. Okay. There's piranhas attacking me. Nice, we got the low gravity thing again. Oh, very cool. The piranha's actually swimming around now. Were they in the last test zone? I don't remember any combat in the little... There was a tiny underwater section there last time. Okay, so you know my little MMO dream fan project thing, right? World building project. I have come to the conclusion, right? My game's kind of grindy, right? It's kind of Korean grinder elements in it, right? I really like zoning out. I really like grinding. I really like just losing myself and like having like progression in MMOs. I just like that, okay? And I've come to the conclusion that as far as soundtrack is concerned, for a game like that prioritizes stuff like that, I believe, and I'm dead serious, I am dead fucking serious. I've been on the phone to a lot of companies and stuff the past couple of weeks and been on hold a lot. I say this with no irony at all. It is not a joke. I believe in a video game whose soundtrack is basically hold music. I really do. Like, the hold music is designed to be kind of vibes based, kind of chill, just sort of there, like kind of mellow in the background without too much interest, but that just lets you zone out and be chill and be relaxed. That's what hold music is for. And I have to say, I love hold music. And if I had theoretically, you know, millions and millions of pounds and I had a studio and I was, you know, doing the creative direction of what A would look like, what B would look like, and I was given the direction for the soundtrack, I would ask for a soundtrack of hold music. I'm not fucking joking. I think hold music is perfect for a certain kind of MMO, and I like it. I like hold music. So there you go. There's my terrible, terrible take that I'm sure you guys won't agree with. But I'm holding to my guns. It's its own genre. Yeah, exactly. Really corporate. Really bland. Well, not necessarily bland, but I think it has a place, and I quite like hold music. Alright, I'm going over here. I feel like I shouldn't be going over here. Yeah. Okay, so we're just like super underwater. There is no underwater mechanic in terms of breath. I just want to be like Sonic and jump into a big bubble and go boop boop. You know? Can I jump into that and get rocketed up? That's cool. Okay. Wow. But what do I use it for? To get back over here? There's another one there. Do we go down there? Are we going even lower underwater? No. Oh, I really wanted an underwater level for Super Adventure Box, and it looks like we're getting it. Okay, I think what I need to do is I need to jump into that updraft. Not updraft, flow? What's the phrase? But from the bottom, so I get rocket. Oh! Wait. I was drowning? Was I drowning? Oh man, I like the heavy jumps again suddenly. Oh god. Well, okay, let's stock up on potions. No, it's a kill plane. Okay. Weird. I was going to go low so that I could shoot up really high. Would Choya have existed in World 3 way back when? No, I mean, obviously, if this was the original World 3 as conceived by the original team, it would have come out quite differently, wouldn't it? And I think it would have been brilliant and amazing. Don't get me wrong. But instead, they moved on to other things. We got shit like the Chalice of Tears instead from Josh. Right. I don't really want to do that because I could get hurt. So I'm going to walk down. This feels a bit wrong, doesn't it? But hey. Oh, that's so cool. And then we sink in. I wonder if there's a special way I can land there. Okay, so there was a kill plane. So what if I just climb? Oh, it's that simple. I overcomplicated it, I think. I think I forgot where I came down from. So we've got a bunch of baubles here. Oh, nice. That's the surface. I mean, just because we're not going for a 100% bauble run, that shouldn't mean I'm completely incurious, right? Let's... There we go. Oh, I mean, I got... So there's 8 green baubles. Oh, yeah, I remember how they do these. I like the way they have this set up now. So how long has it been since they added a new zone? I'm just remembering dragging Kerry through the last time they added one, and it feels like it wasn't long ago. But it's been 3 years. There's probably a bunch of really scary stats that you could provide now about the gap between that. Like, here's a stat I imagine might be true. I imagine it might be true that there was more time between Test Zone 1 and Test Zone 2 than there was between the Super Adventure Box going away. And remember do you remember the Super Adventure Box went away for all those years and then it got re-implemented, right? I imagine that that was only about 3 years as well. And that there was more time between Test Zone 1 and Test Zone 2 than there was time where we weren't able to play at all. Do you remember, and there were those people that had accounts that were still in the Super Adventure Box, luckily, and do you remember all that shit? I imagine that's... I mean, maybe it's not true, actually. How long was it away for? 3, 4, 5 years, possibly? I remember it was a big thing, because when Heart of Thorns came out, they added gliding, and they had to update their tech regarding, like, how they detected fly hackers and stuff. And because they couldn't distinguish anymore, you'd get logged out of the game for playing SAB, so they couldn't bring it back for a while. Right? So it was gone for years. It was gone for long enough to be a real point of fascination that it was gone. And there was a fear it would never come back. This is cool. So we slid down there. This was all underwater. I feel like they can play with this quite a lot here, actually. That you can only see certain things when you're on one side of the plane. So that looks like there's a lamppost over there. Does that mean there's a shop or something? There is a shop. Hello. Oh, and we can't smash. Oh, yeah, I remember that as well. They're not smashable in these shops. Business has been slow since Lord Vanquish conquered these lands. Oh, he sounds cute, doesn't he? That scoundrel. Oh, there you go. Banjo's getting the dates right now. SAB was 2013, April. Back to School was 2013, what is the 9th? August? No, that's September. Okay, September, Back to School, obviously. Festival returned in 2016. So it was 3 years. It was only 3 years that it was gone. Wait, they are destroyable? You just have to pick them up? Oh, you have to press F? I've become a Roblox YouTuber. I actually have never touched Roblox. I've never played it. I've got no idea what it's about. It's like a game. It's like a game of mini games, right? But the trick is that they sell you the mini games within it, so it made lots of money. Am I right? Something like that. So how does the physics work here if I try to jump out of the water? Like that? Am I doing the right thing here? I like the ruins. But I feel like we already had a level with grey stony cliffs and lots of waterfalls. I was looking for a more dramatic difference visually. I love these though. The ruins and the little leaves and stuff attached to them. Really, really cool. I like the hanging vines. I like the music. certainly has a very big open field to it, this level. I really like the hanging vines. They're so cool. So that's... Can I climb? I can't jump on that or touch it or do anything with it, I don't think. It looks like there is stuff over there. We're kind of going back towards where... It's amazing to think, right, if you fall, you're going a long way back right now. A long way back. I haven't found a campfire for ages. Oh, I love these stairs too. Ugh. It's the worst thing about the bombs arcing over. Okay, more of these. So when I'm there at the start of the level, I'm looking at the exit. I always like that. How much time do I have left? I'm not on a timer, am I? I don't know how long till the level ends, unfortunately. Well, no, fortunately, I'm enjoying it doing this blind. You guys mentioned Minecraft. This feels very Minecrafty here to me. It's like being in a mine shaft or something, I don't know. A little bit. Oh, it's getting dark. This is really nice. Very striking little area. Can I break that torch? No? Very ominous. Oh, look at that over there. Look at that tunnel over there. Is that where we're headed towards? Oh, so many of these look so bombable. But I'm sure all those layers to the level haven't been added yet. This one part is a preview, the rest is a yearly festival. Oh, you mentioned to someone else, yeah. Oh my god, a big old chest. Hey, and a red bauble. Hey? Okay, my memory of the previous test zone is the 3 red baubles there were like on huge optional paths. Like they were on very, very, very long like side areas. Did I just and they were quite complex platforming too. Did I just accidentally do a side area? This is so cool. We're on like the roof of the temple. This is like that secret in Tomb Raider 1 in the Lost Valley. Am I doing an optional thing here? No, we came from over there. Did they just give that to us as a freebie? What was it that I did that was so different then? They're really stingy with the baubles in World 3? I mean, I'm fine with that. I prefer... I really think they nailed it. I prefer to have less, but they're all interesting set pieces and you know, there's a story behind each, than a huge scattershot of fucking loads of them, and you might miss one. And then it's a needle in a haystack to find that last one. And there's not a good story to it. It's just because you're so overwhelmed with a billion objectives. I don't like that. So I think the way that they have it done in the test zone is much more to my taste. Oh, I was so sure when I jumped in this I was going to go falling really deep down. I was so... If I could have put money on it, I would have put money on the fact that that was a big, deep, like, plunge pool or something. Maybe this one's a plunge pool. Because surely that's the thing, right? To check each one? Oh, maybe there's a, like, very specific bit you should stand at to go down. I would totally do a secret like that. I don't see one in either of those. The normal path seems more hidden. You don't remember going this way? The optional zones for the red baubles are just longer paths that eventually take you back to the main path. I see. Oh, that's really cool looking as well. I think if all the rocks were a different color or a slightly different tile set, I would be really, really happy with this, the aesthetics here. Is this supposed to be bloodstone, by the way? Or is it just rubies and gems? Oh my god. That's quite the route down there. Oh, and they got some of the roots, the tree roots as well. Right, I'm guessing that's the way back then. We're probably aiming for this. So just keep going forward, I guess. I'll grab this bauble. We'll see how many blue ones we end up with. Wait, is there actually any incentive or achievement to get all the blue ones? Or is it only greens and reds? Because Betty Bauble isn't actually alive in these maps, is she? Or alive, added. Man, if I jump down there, what is under that? Is it just a plunge and drowning? It's interesting, isn't it? I could be really brave. Let's go down the steps. Okay, and then it's just a drop. It would have been a plunge to my death. Okay. So there's two routes. You could worm your way along on the right, or you can go along on the left. I feel like I just heard a, like, tribulation rock jump or something. Did I? That's too much of a jump there, though. Go here. This is maybe doable. Yeah. And then here. Yeah, I like that. I like this thing where you're like, no! Could I have made the jump? Let's try going along the right. Holy fuck, though. Oh. Is it doable? I think if I jump to that pillar, if I can. Ah! Oh, no, that's not good. No, definitely not on that one. What do you reckon the Zone 3 boss would be? Good question. Kaiser Snake, Crimson Assassin? Yeah, because they've got the weapon sets named after them, right? And the question then becomes, okay, if it's either of those, what's the mechanics? I bet Arenanet are really dreading the next one because of that thing of the boss. The Storm Wizard and the Frog, to be honest, they're both quite elaborate elements, right? There's a lot of art there. There's a lot of scripting there. And they'd have to figure it all out. I don't know what I'm doing. Now, I fell off of this last time and just plunged. So the best thing I can do is just jump for it. Oh, okay, good. Sort of. We can't get out of the water there. This is very odd. Is this the real route? Oh, no! Oh! It really looked like I was going to make it. I don't know whether I don't think I'm doing the right thing. Do I want to get up and onto the tree leaves? No. Do you want to come down and then into the temple or something? There's a lot of detail here. What if I come down here? Fuck! Oh. Well, that does look a bit like a way to go. How many lives have I got? 48? It wasn't there. Where was it? I swear I just saw a route. Was it here? Through here? Oh, this is cool. I think this is the way to go. But we're going underneath. We're going underneath all the shit we were looking at just now. Unless this is just... Oh, yeah, look. What the fuck is... No, now it feels wrong again. Well, there's a thing there. I don't think I could swim to that, though. Well, I could land on that and walk along that. And then jump up on the other end. It's too low. I'm sure it's... Yeah, it's too low. Oh, man. Okay. I feel like I'm overcomplicating it. We came from there. What if we just fucking jump right here? Maybe there's just... No, it really looks to me like if I... Let's try here. Can I make it? Oh, no. I feel like that's... maybe with a jump dodge. I don't know. They're teasing us. They're right on the edge. Oh, that was a pretty good jump. If you can't do it, they hit from here. No, it's not in that direction. What we want to do is get up that staircase there. That's what we really want. So again, it feels to me... You've seen a Croof video where she made that jump? Wow. Was it with the jump dodge as well? It does look... It's right on the edge, isn't it? Shit. See, there's that slope. Okay, look. We only tried that slope once, so let's try that again, shall we? Right, just from here, straight to the slope. Oh. Right. There's no entrances along this waterfall. Okay. So, look at that. It's so close. So, we come down. This is a no... Okay, if I try it like this, we have no risk. Haha! I don't know whether I was supposed to do that. There were some weird little banana jumps that I just did. What's down this staircase? I think I'm supposed to come from here. What is this place? Those are pushing us down. I think I was supposed to travel all along that and all along those. You skipped a lot. Yeah, I feel like I did skip a lot. That felt like a really easy skip as well, by the way. One that I would happily do every run. There was air next to me? So I was looking for... So wait. Let's try this again. Was there an air bubble, like an updraft that I wasn't looking at? Oh, if I jump at the air bubbles, do I keep going up forever? No. So was I supposed to just... See, to me, right, this feels like Arenanet saying, no, you're not meant to jump around that. That's what it feels like they're saying. My previous attempt was to land on that, and then I was going to climb up from here. See, and that's specifically too low as well. So I don't think it can be here. There must be a whole other area of the map that I haven't... There's a bauble there. Okay, hold on. I just saw a bauble there. Let me orient myself. It must be really close to this. Let's try and get underwater again. Down this staircase. This was the first fucking thing I looked at when I came down. Ah, look. Where's that bauble I saw? I don't know, but oh, there it is. There's the bauble. Aha! Here, this is the real way to go. Okay. Oh, and that's what I heard. It was the mountain things. Oh, can you play the flute under there and stop them doing that? Okay, I'm glad we saw this. Okay. The fuck? How high up am I now? Ah, okay. Is that just forever open? No. It is 311, right? Either I'm getting it wrong or it just doesn't work. No, I needed to jump. I thought I could just walk. I guess the floaty water physics don't apply if you just fall. You need to actually jump to... Oh, you mother... Okay. What's the safest, easiest, cleanest way to do this? Can I just fall straight down there? No. Okay. So we have to go left. Okay, and then we just walk down the stairs, right? Okay. Right. We grab the bauble. You don't think the level designer was thinking much of anything making this level? Oh, don't say that. I'm sure they were. They're probably just strapped for time, or... You know, they only have so many assets to work with. Am I overly forgiven about that stuff? Look, it's clearly... There's a lot of linearity to it, and a lot has been thought about. I want to use that as a jet stream to push off and get over there. That's what I want to do. I think that would be fucking amazing. But I don't know. Because, like, this is clearly here to make me bump my head, right? They don't want you just jump into that. They want you bumping your head. You're not supposed to do a tricky jump around it. I think I need to use that jet stream. You ready? Oh. Fuck. It was a big skip, wasn't it? Learning how all this works. So should I just... I mean, fuck it. Go, 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 go! Nearly. Oh, we just lost a life there. Okay, I think the first one we need to avoid, but the second one might be a bit closer, such that that strategy does actually work. We lose some height. Okay. Oh, I think... Is that what they want me to do? It's probably rushed, but considering the length of the level... Oh, is it a really long level? I feel like we've been in it for ages, but that's the thing with Super Adventure Box. Your first run always takes a long time, right? And then it's like, oh, I can do it in seconds. The question is, right, is it wrong for me to... Because these don't look like they progress me enough, right? Going to those ones. Maybe I'm wrong about that, though. And there's a... Like, I was thinking of going straight over there. You thought the main path was obvious? The blue baubles showed the way? Well, there's a blue bauble there, which is what I'm aiming for. So I need to get across this chasm. I don't think just a regular ass jump will make it. Maybe one from there, but then there's this. I think I've got to get up onto that. Ah, you wanker. Man, if you bump your head, you immediately fall really hard. But there's clearly a purpose to this area. Let's not jump. Let's just... No, I want to try this again. I'm going to try... Go, 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 go! Oh, it's so close! The only other idea that I have now is that maybe I need to not bank off on the left because it takes me out of the jet stream. Maybe I need to stay in the jet stream, basically on the right, and aim for the bit of the platform that is further away. Basically aim for this instead of this. Because it keeps me in the jet stream for longer. Maybe. Oh, no, I don't think this is right. What the hell is this area for? Do I go up? Is there a thing lower down that I'm missing? Do I walk into the tunnel? Ah, that is so hard. Okay, hold on. We can just climb up this. Okay, am I safe from the thing there? And here's this thing that will bump my head again. Oh my god, you can just do that jump. What? 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 Oh. Oh. Man, my whole idea was pointless. You didn't have to do any of it. Come on, the jet stream thing's amazing. Why would you put the jet stream there and it's not even used? Oh, dude. By the way, look at that one up there. It's got the whole face still. It's got the nose and the eyes and everything. My thoughts will be helpful. Oh, I've got ahead of myself, have I? I've predicted where they're going and tried to apply it too quick.
That's just the downside to having my vast intellect. Am I right, everybody?
Oh god. Okay. All right. Well, fuck. Well, I don't want to fall now. Don't like these dodgy jumps where I'm coming out of the water. The path of most resistance. Actually, I think we found the path of the least resistance earlier with our amazing skip. I actually do count it against the level, by the way, if you just stumble your way into skips early. But since this is a test zone, and it's not finished, it's early access, guys. You're not allowed to criticize early access, don't you know? So, you know. Right, well, I'm going over towards the blue bauble. Because blue bauble equals way forwards. I have absolutely no sense of where I am right now compared to where we started. Alright. Out of the... Oh, slimes! Oozes. Where's my sewer level, Arenanet? This could have been the sewer level. It could have been a sewer that takes you to some old ruins, you know. Again, like in TR1. Ah, new campfire. You know, Palace Midas into the cistern. I think I got that order right. And then the Tomb of Tehokan. I think it's Tehokan there, isn't it? First it's Quetzalcoatl. Quetzalcoatl. Qualopec. That's right, Qualopec. Then Tehokan. And then Carmoon? No, it's the city of Carmoon. I have heard there are many kinds of oozes, and he's only selling the green ones. Would I like to buy a green ooze? Not particularly tame. Sure. Better than buying a fish. Who was it said you can break these up? Break these, you just have to pick them up. Because you totally can't. Can I swim down in here? No. Are the ooze nice to me when I Sorry, I just have to check. It took me through the door before I could check the other pool. Right, I'm going to get rid of this ooze because it's going to kill me otherwise. We'll leave it on the floor. Okay, where are we now then? So I see a yellow bauble there. That's like an extra path, I guess. Dun, 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 dun. Ooh. It's funny, now I'm expecting my jumps to go further than they do. It's a fun little interplay there. Where the hell am I? What is this place? What was the place back there that I could have gone to? There were some really grueling, like, platforming sections in Test Zone 1. We haven't seen any of that here yet. It's nice to have one of these little bits here. See, I don't think I'm on a blue bauble path anymore. I think I'm on a yellow extension. Oh, look, look, look. There's another big chest. Well, this was another red one, was it? Weird. I just accidentally found 2 red fucking baubles. I'm just trying to find the end. Alright. I wonder if there's an underwater one as well. I like how they come out of the big chests. I don't remember that last time. Okay, here's blue. So if I was going the route, the more common route, I would have just walked up these stairs, I guess, right? There's another blue one. Another campfire. Oh my god, it feels like we made a lot of progress really fast there. Oh, blue monkey. I'm upset there's not enough new enemies. I really need new enemies and like new enemies. Oh, awesome. Do we jump the thorns this time? I think we do, right? New mob variants really make or break these things for me. Oh. Okay. Oh no! Ah. Okay, where are we? Oh yeah, just right here. You think the most missable one is the first? The most missable red? Did I miss that one? You like how the long way is more obvious than the normal way? Yeah, right. I feel like you should be able to jump during that. That kind of... I felt like I cheesed that. Another campfire. My god, we had some really long sections with very sparse campfires, and now we're getting them quick. Aha! Back to these airy guys. I'm getting a bit nervous. We're gonna miss this for reset now. Ah, shit. Oh, okay. What's with all these drowning monkeys? See, there should be fish that aren't piranha. What's like a bottom feeder type monster that could walk around on the floor? Bobbit worms. Oh, look at this tunnel. I like this. It's a hidden green bauble. We've only found 2 greens. We found 2 of the 3 reds and only 2 of the 8 greens. Okay, we want to climb up this, I think. They're sea monkeys. Wow. Do you know what, guys? I gotta be honest. I don't really know what a sea monkey is. Did I just accidentally almost do what I was supposed to do there? Aren't they bacteria? Isn't it just a way for, like... It's like an American toy, isn't it? Where they just sell kids a box of water. Am I wrong? I think I did just almost accidentally do it right. Haha! God, every time there's a little lull in the action, all I'm thinking about is that my fucking ear is blocked. Go! Oh, that is cool. Do you know what? It's funny to me that the entire mountain level never had any moments of that. When it could have done, right? Like, you're never encouraged to jump into an updraft and utilize it in the mountain. And they must... Oh, look, this is cool. Nice vertical one. Another shop. Oh, what is this? Mushroom seeds. Instantly grows a nearby shortcut. Mushrooms don't have seeds. Is this the finished text? You dutifully file this for Moto's review. Good work. Good thing I know a bit about mushrooms. Holy shit, it's an owl in a jar, just like from the shortcut. Is that going to take me to the eagle? I'm a bit nervous about the eagle. The eagle has screwed me over before and taken me to the wrong place. Wow, but a shortcut? Surely we're at the end of the level. Let me see what's up here. If I round this corner and see the cage... Oh, I love the vibe in these rooms. More of these. Oh, there's an assassin. Wow. I mean, they're definitely using a wide variety of the mobs. Oh, and the door's shut. Oh! Oh, I've been ambushed! That's so cool! And the door opened. Wow, look at that. Now it's all grassy and shit. This is a long level. And I still don't see the cage. So do I take the shortcut then? Do I take the shortcut? Oh God, don't drown me, owl, please. Let's go see. What the hell could be in store for us here? Man, do you guys think that... are any of you even remotely envious of, like, think about it, in a few years when this is all done, new players will get to come in and play all this shit. All of it. Okay, grow a shortcut. Okay, there's a bouncy pad here now. There's something odd about this song. It goes ominous every now and then, just like we've walked into a scary cave or whatever. But it's just a part of the soundtrack. So that's allowed me to... So that is no longer turning on and off. It won't let me go up there anymore. It no longer turns on and off. I've locked myself into this path. We're not seeing the wind blow. This path has more platforming to it. So it's just not a shortcut. Unless I can use it to jump over there and then climb up meaningfully, but I don't think I can. Or I can use it... Oh, I guess I could drop down on the other side and get that blue bauble there. Okay, maybe that's the idea of the shortcut. Oh, but we cannot see... I mean, I just have to go for it, right? Well, shit, here we go. Okay. You really like this level due to the scale of the vistas? Most of the maps are fairly confined or just big open sky. I feel like the last level has very, very big open vistas as well. And I feel like the mountain does too. I feel like I think I disagree. I think everything after World 1 has had big open stuff. So this whole section here, I quite like this. This feels very like we're actually in like some kind of massive ocean-y environment. Like, I get the play on words with the sea monkey thing, but I think that's more appropriate for like a one-off, like one and done Easter eggy type thing. Not the main enemy we fight underwater. Yeah, all the red piranhas. Nah, that's what I'm talking about. I'm happy with just a recolor. It'd be cool to see them do something new. They're so cute with their little snorkels. Like how the monkeys don't need snorkels, but the piranhas do. This will be a nightmare if Betty Bauble lives. Like how you're using the lives phrase. The colour's slightly tweaked out here. It's a bit green. Whoa, is it just because I don't know the way through? This feels like a very long level. I don't remember Test Zone 1 feeling this long. We're in the last 60 seconds before reset, guys. We've missed it. But that's fine. I don't want to rush anyway. Just in the name of reset. Wait. I already have this campfire. Oh, what? What? Oh my god. It is long. I'm a little bit nervous. There's that fractal thing where it being long is a stamp of quality, but because players get conditioned to just play for their rewards, it means that they skip it or don't like it. You know, we only like the shorter fractals. And it's like, and I'm no different. I'm no different. I'll be in the same situation. Not this year, obviously, because I've barely been playing the game. But next year, when I'm doing my daily run through everything, I'll be really thinking to myself, do I want to spend all that time on one level? And I'm scared that my answer may end up being no. I really want one of these to be a big pool, a plunge pool. I'm quite enjoying how they've mixed the World 1 stuff back in here, even though, again, it is more just reuse. Overall, on balance, I do wish they had more new assets. I like this symbol here. I was so sure that spider was going to hit me. I'm amazed it didn't. This feels like a place where you'd throw a bomb or something. So last time they did a test zone, and then the year later they updated it to have like all the bomb spots and stuff, right? That was what they did. Are we supposed to go? I've lost track again of where. Is it all the way along there? I think it is. Wow. So I guess next year, bomb spots and shit for this? Dun, dun, dun. Oh, another green one. The piranhas need something in their kit that makes them dangerous. Ninjas can, you know, counter-stun you or rush you. Spiders invuln and spin. Bears have the stomp and the ranged attack. You know, they throw the Molotov cocktails at you and stuff. These piranhas need something more. I know I just got hit there. Obviously, I just got hit. But the truth is, we can just side strafe most of them. I don't know what they could have. Hell, even basic monkeys have the overhead jump. SAB mobs have always felt a little bit janky dealing with, to be fair. But... Hey, WP, look up at the big waterfall. What big waterfall? I mean, I can't see anything while I'm underwater, really. When I next get out, I'll try to look. Oh, we missed a blue bauble. That waterfall? I don't see a big waterfall. Do you mean in an entirely different room? Like way back in the level and I missed it? This big waterfall? That big waterfall? I mean, the big waterfall in a level full of big waterfalls. That one? I mean, it's pretty big. I can't see the top, though. Oh, is that the sun up there? There we go. We got our login reward. And probably our new gathering stuff. Oh yeah, where are we on the map now? See, this level looks so exciting on the map. Suggesting these little green plants and things. Next one looks like it's going to be crazy. Very different vibe. The thing is, as well, there's only these little things. I think the expectation was always that this would unfog. And this suggests to me now, if they're only doing these, that they're only ever going to do two more. They'll make the last world just the one fortress. All right, let's head on over here. I was following blue baubles along here, so I assume this is still just the way to go. Oh no, what have you done? It's long, but because it's pretty sparse for now, it's not a chore or anything. Yeah, that's exactly how I felt about Test Zone 1. It's long, but it's also just kind of a lot of open walking, really. So I was always alright. Well, last year I was alright to just tack it on there. When SAB gets the last boss, then you know the game is dead. Well, look, talking about Golden Age. Wow, look at this. Talking about Golden Ages. It'd be cool to think that there's a Guild Wars 3 going on and they're still coming back and doing the SAB updates. I love all these moments where they're looping us back to where we could clearly see a long time ago. This is very cool. Went right up to the waterfall there because I wanted to check there wasn't a way inside. I would have thought there'd be a bit more with the rapids here, but... Oh, fuck, man. He interrupted me. I've got to change back to the whip. The whip is so much better than the boomerang. The boomerang's a cool novelty. Wait, what the hell is this place? We're going to get locked in here for sure. That cage is going to come down and a bunch of assassins are going to attack me. Right when I come to this door. I'm going to love it. There it is. Yeah! So do the assassins work for Lord Vanquish, you think? That was amazing. That's exactly what I wanted. Oh. This is a big, big, big world. Yeah, I will always patronize any struggling establishments that I see. A golden shovel. Well there, that fine piece isn't up for grabs. Maybe in a later update, you know. What, really? Ooh. A golden shovel. What could that do? Change the things that can spawn when you shovel stuff? So you don't just dig up bunnies, you can dig up bunny-nados now? I don't know. Is this going to close as well? No? This is incredible. Look at this. The views are very good. We were there earlier. Dun, 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 dun. There needs to be a name for these moments in platforming, right? Where when you have a platforming game, if there's a pit of death, in terms of time, pits of death aren't actually that scary because you're going to fall, you're going to die, it's going to respawn you very near wherever you're struggling. Meanwhile, you have these kinds of sections in all platforming games where it's not a pit of death, it's a pit over a place you've been to before. And in such scenarios like this, the safety rails aren't there. There's no guarantee you'll immediately respawn back where you were. And actually, that means that weirdly, this seems like it shouldn't be so scary. But in terms of time invested, moments like this are quite scary. I always think about that. Obviously, only in games where there's like no fall damage or whatever. And we don't have that here. It's the cage! Oh my god, we're at the end! We've just done a really big cool moment where we climbed up this massive temple. The camera's actually zoomed out more than before, and there's a cage in the middle. I wonder what twist they have for the mechanics of the cage here. There's a mushroom there as well, releasing us and letting us get back. There's some water. I thought we'd have an underwater cage fight. I really did. Where does that take us back? Does that go straight back to the campfire, hopefully? God damn, man. I'll tell you what, less assets than I wanted and enemies and stuff like that, but in terms of like scale, this was really good. And I do like these orange temple ruin things. Actually, to be honest, I think I preferred this level to Test Zone 1. Not that I hated Test Zone 1, but you know, it's basically just kind of a mine shafty type place. Okay, so the twist here is they're spawning assassins. Last time they were spawning oozes. So I'm a bit disappointed by the cage fight, I have to say. Okay, interrupt. Ah, if we'd got the Moto's finger, we would have killed it and it would have interrupted it. No, 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 don't. Oh, no, what am I doing? I'm choking. There we go. Yeah, all these cages you could just stand away from and just fire the bow or whatever at. Wow. Okay, so I missed a red bauble. I missed like 5 greens. Possibly some yellows too. I don't know all the orange ones. The orange ones even have a... What the fuck is this? Look, there's a whole other route here. Where does this go? That's a blue bauble as well. Oh, we'll never know. Oh. There's no bonus level. Oh my god. Still though. Pretty good. Not bad at all. I'm being patronising. Now I understand your comment about the scale of the visitors. Yeah, absolutely, Hardy. I totally get what you mean. At the end, that was very cool. Well, there you go, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in. Thanks for hanging out with me here at now 1 a.m., 10 past 1 in the morning. I'm going to jump off. I'm going to rub my ear, and it's not going to accomplish anything. But I'm going to do it anyway. And I will try to be back for another late night. One of the things that's difficult about doing these late night streams at the moment is I kind of have to be up standard office hours to respond to emails, if there's phone calls, shit like that. And so getting into a routine is just tough at the moment. I've only managed really to record today because I managed to force myself to sleep at 5 p.m. until 9, which means that I'm nice and awake and alert here. But I'll do what I can. Hopefully we'll get back and cover the rest of that level. If it's looking like I can't, I'll just be playing it on my own because I don't want to miss out before the festival's over. But yeah, now that I've logged in, we can do that. And yeah, if anyone in Spud wants to decorate the hall with some of these... That's Spud 1 or 2. With some of these super rivers and things. I kind of want to add some around. Unfortunately, it's nighttime, so you're not going to get the best impact here. But like we have our, forest vibe going on, right? With the SAB music. What if we made like waterfalls and rivers that flowed all the way along here? I had this all looking grassy before. Man, and you can scale them and stuff too? Under the new system? Could be really good. And I'll make this all watery here. Alright, Venny says it's 2 a.m. WP, let me see. Yeah, Venny, thank you so much for that donation. That was so generous. And I hope everybody gives you a big round of applause for that. Thank you very much. Thank you for the memberships and things today, guys. All the donations. March early with the $5. Thank you, everyone. What else did we get? I don't want to miss anyone. Shushadoo with the €5 said good to see you. Thank you to you as well. Thank you all. You're all so kind. Thank you, guys. I'll see you for the next one very soon. Let me know in the comments what you think the golden age is, or any of the things we've discussed today. And that's it. Don't miss out on SAB. You've got 6 more days to play. 1 more working week. Have fun, guys. Take care of yourselves. And I'll see you next time. Hopefully very soon, and hopefully for some Guild Wars on soon too. Bye-bye.